What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fouled Out Show. We have got a great show here tonight, but want to thank our show sponsor, Woods Plumbing. If y'all are out there, y'all be sure to head over to their Facebook page and give them a like. Let them know that you were sent over there by Fouled Out. They're sponsoring the show tonight. You can check them out at www.woodsplumbingllc.com, or you can give them a call at 910-3908. We got some exciting guests here. We got Bell Jr., got Chad, got ToJo in the house. Got my main man Swanee over there.
That's DoorDash. Hey, Tracy's DoorDash.
We got Tracy DoorDash. We got Corky here, and we got Dustin on the line with us. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm pretty good myself.
Good.
I was last week or 2 weeks ago. COVID had me.
Dustin, can you still hear us?
Yeah.
Okay,
little
cool.
Man, just, whoa.
Good.
Yeah.
What's going on, little man? Welcome to the Fouled Out. You might have to plug your ears a couple times tonight.
Hell yeah.
Well, before we get started, look, I just want to say something real quick. And Bell Jr. or Chad, nobody's read this, but just give me a second. It might take me a little bit to read it, but I'm gonna try to go through it pretty quick. So look, it doesn't seem like it already, but we're already on our fourth show. We've had some really good ones. We've had entertaining shows. We've had shock therapy. We've also had some informative conversations, and we've spoken with some really talented drivers and some well-known car owners, as we've got some on tonight too, and even some very smart track promoters. We've had great debates, all of which have been cordial, honest, and to the point. And now, with that being said, I just want to put something out there for everybody. We started this deal, Fouled Out, to cut through all the bullshit, stop all the drama, all the he said, she said, the keyboard warriors, etc. And I feel like we've done that for the most part. But I also want to make something pretty clear to everyone who watches or listens to this podcast. Firstly, we appreciate each and every one of you out there that are watching. I mean, without y'all, this wouldn't even go, and that's just a fact. So y'all make the show. But at the same time, this is not your grandma and your grandpa's flower power hour. Okay?
Amen.
We're not here to blow rainbows and butterflies up your ass and create a safe space for you. So we're going to ask the hard questions. We're going to push the limits. And some folks out there are going to love it, and some are going to hate it. And that's okay. That's the way it is. But I think a lot of people think that we're here to create drama and stir the pot, and that's not it. So this show is more than just clickbait, and it goes on for a little bit, and I might come back to that later on. But I feel like we've got some really important people in the house. Corky, I want to say thank you, man, for coming. I know you were coming down here to bring some parts, and you're our first, I think, almost like in-studio guest, that we've had. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let me say this too, guys. Like, what a lot of y'all don't understand is, so during the week, when we first started this deal, we get messages throughout the week on our messenger of people saying, hey, when are you going to have Cheryl and Christian and Willie on? Hey, when are you going to have Corky and Dustin on? So, of course, after the last show, our phones blew up asking when we were going to have Corky and Dustin on. Like I said, we're gonna keep it real, keep it honest. Corky and them's going to be straight up with everybody. Dustin's absolutely going to be straight up. We're just going to put it out there like it is and see what happens.
And just want to, I hope everybody out there can hear us. If you can, just let us know. We're trying a new system tonight. And also want to give a big shout out to not only to Woods Plumbing, but to Precision, I'll get better at saying that, suspension. The P1 Posse, Sammy Speaks. He is our title sponsor now for the show. So he's going to be on here every week. We're going to have him on to talk about it and more of that. But without further ado, I guess we'll kind of get into the show. And Corky, I know you've been around racing for a long, long time. I mean, your dad was racing and stuff. And I know, you're a very humble guy. You don't like to toot your own horn, but I want to toot it for you. And
depends upon who you ask.
Right. I want to make sure. Am I getting you clear?
I don't know. Are you?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We might need to make sure we had you plugged in, bud. I don't think we ever plugged your microphone in.
We're getting there.
They don't want me to talk.
We're getting there. Hey, Dustin, say something, see if everybody can hear you. 'Cause we had some message saying that couldn't hear you. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And that man's brave. That's a car owner. That's where you got to get along so good.
Hey, it's 2022. Convertibles are in.
Hell.
Hey, it ain't completely bald.
Hey, he's fast, Dustin. He's
Hey.
fast. He's fast.
Hey,
That's 2/10 right there.
and look at his head, and his wife's a hairdresser.
Oh yeah.
My ex was
X,
All right.
X.
ex.
All right, I think we got you plugged in now, man. Good?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
All
We
right.
can hear you now.
Good, good, good. So,
So start over and go back to what you was asking,
might
Courtney.
not be
Yeah,
a good
well-
thing. You might want to unplug it again.
yeah. So we've had you've been racing a long time, as I said, and you're humble and you don't like to toot your own horn, but I want to toot it for you. You've had, over the years, you've had a number of really talented drivers that have drove for CNR Motorsports. The late Ed Gibbons, Scott Autry, which everybody in here is a huge fan of.
Wow, I'm not
obviously.
sure.
Yeah. Willie, Russell, Dalton, Ethan, Ray Cagle, Dean Bowen, Ross Bales, and Johnny Pursley. And then you've got one of the hottest guys right now driving for you, Dustin. What makes your team? I mean, you've constantly had success, and I know you put in the work, man.
No doubt.
I do more than most.
Right? I mean, when I went to pick up the car, because we bought a car from you,
Right?
and you're like, "Yeah, come on, I'll be up," and you told me you don't go to bed till like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Most every night.
As you work just out there working on the car,
There's always something to do. There's you trying to find some type of speed somewhere.
right?
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, you definitely found some.
Oh,
last
yeah.
race.
You damn right.
Now, y'all, the last race, y'all set the track record, right?
Track
Yeah,
record.
a lot of my speeds right there. That guy in that other picture over there. That's a lot of my speed right there.
That fast
That's
hair.
Yeah.
Is that what does it?
Well,
yeah,
Just
we
the
did.
haircut?
Yeah, we set the track record at Fayetteville the other night. I mean, track records are track records. That don't mean anything. I mean, just
right.
means you were fast for that lap on that night. I'm more about them wins.
Right.
You interested in
Yeah,
them
but-
checks, right?
What's that?
Yeah, but
You interested in them checks.
That's right.
Them big
you
ones.
also led every lap of that race until I think a fan blade broke.
Yeah, some of that was a little chop going into one there. Some of that mud flew and broke her fan blade. But
Right.
part of it's racing. Those things are going to happen.
That's right. That thing was
So
rolling.
Dustin, do you think that they had anything for you if that fan blade hadn't have broke? Right, and then something crazy happens.
I
Okay,
I
let me-
agree with you 100%. You were out there.
let me ask you this. So we all know that the Fayetteville configuration now is completely different than what any of y'all used to. We've only been doing this deal for a few years now with the smaller track. Which track do you like the best?
They're saying they can't hear me
Right.
in the comments. I don't know.
Yeah, I just asked if everybody could hear you again. I just changed something on there.
They can hear me. I can hear you.
All right, I
Ronnie,
think they said they
Sonny,
can hear
can
me.
you?
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
gonna ask
I
you
got you.
again then, Dustin. With the new configuration of the racetrack, going from big to small, which configuration do you prefer better?
I don't know. I kind of like the small deal, but I think they still got some work to do to the track, honestly, to get it a little bit more racy, where you can run too wide around there.
Right, multiple lanes.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
I'm
always
sure.
liked the littler tracks, the little bull rings, where if you can get a cushion up there, we can get on it, we can go.
Hell yeah.
Right. Well, I know you watched last week's show. I'm sure both of you did, and that was a big topic. And they said that they were going to do whatever they could do to get y'all a cushion up there.
Yeah.
Said that Friday night, I think that they're going to take several of y'all top drivers and let y'all look at it and see if it's sufficient to what y'all feel like would make a good top cushion.
Aren't we?
Yeah, I hope they can. They just got to work it right and not roll that cushion now. I know they've had it there a few times, but then they go out there and during intermission and stuff and roll it down. I think
Exactly.
they
I'm
don't
with
need to do as much track work as they do.
Yeah, best thing they can do during intermission is keep them packed cars in the pits.
Exactly.
I mean,
Hey,
you've already rolled the racetrack up. Everybody's working for those conditions, and they roll packed cars out there. Leave them in the pits.
Well,
let that some bitch get hard.
Well,
That's
Hard
what
or
let
whatever
it get
is,
hard.
but don't go out there and do that.
Don't put no
Well,
water on.
I think from talking to Dave,
Mm-hmm.
the couple shows that we've had, he's been on most of them. I think that he's realizing that we want to see more of it. Let the drivers dictate what happens at the racetrack, not because if it's a one groove racetrack and one man gets out front, he's gone.
Which is not uncommon in the Southeast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But we need to change that because we got a lot of racy cars with great drivers, and the fans need to see them battle. I mean, that's what they need to see. You don't want. I mean, you do want to get out there and just take off and leave them and collect the check.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you like to race too.
No, I like to get out front and take a check.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong.
That's honest. I mean,
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what you want. That's what we want you to be.
I don't want anybody to even be close to me. I wanted him to be able to.
Well, y'all
Only
kind
thing
of
was close to you was that fan.
yeah.
And
last night.
lap traffic.
I don't care who
Yeah.
likes or who don't.
Yeah.
I watched it.
And I mean, now Dustin, I mean, tell us exactly. You started racing. Gosh, man, I've known you've been racing for a while, man. But I know just since 2017, you've got like 52 wins. What year did you actually start racing? Like, how did you come about racing?
He started racing when he was about 24 weeks in the womb.
Yeah,
That's probably true.
Yeah.
I grew up at Carolina with my brothers racing, and I don't know. I think I was like 13, 14 years old. My dad we raced go-karts, and I told him I wanted to do something else. So he went and bought me a four-cylinder, and that was I was too young to run. So some of these tracks around here and let them sign for me, and we went to Kings up there in Henderson and started running. And Wayne County, they let me run some during the intermission and stuff. And then as I got older, we just moved up.
right. And I mean, you've racked up through that time some awesome wins. You're a four-time Ultimate Super Late Model winner, 2-time Clash winner, 2-time Blue Ridge Outlaw, 6-time Fuel Series, 12-time I-95 Challenge winner, and I could keep on going. But you told me that your biggest win was the $8,900 Montclair Memorial race in 2017. Why was that one such a big one for you?
It was just special to me. A lot of good people when we raced with JC and Martian and all of them up there at Clary's for a long time, and I've always been friends with them, and they come to our pits and they still support me to this day, and it was just special being that it was his dad's memorial race.
Oh yeah.
And not to mention, we just won the Dixieland the night before too.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that.
And now, is that the one that you're a 4-time winner of that one, right?
Yeah, I think I've won it four or 5 times now.
Nice.
Man, I'd like to have the resume you have. I mean,
AJ, hopefully you'll be talking about me like this next year.
yeah. Bell's giving me a look like, you got a lot of work? No, I'm just kidding. So, well, some of the big things that have been going on in dirt racing, and I know me and you had talked about this, was the tire shortage. And I was wondering, with y'all being one of the, the top dirt late model teams here in the Southeast, and I'll go ahead and say this, I'll put our drivers in the Southeast up against any region in the United States, because I think we honestly have the best drive. We've got a completely different type of dirt down here versus what they have in the Midwest and stuff. And I would put our drivers in the Southeast from, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida up against, anybody. But what are y'all's thoughts on the tire shortage and how you think it's going to affect racing, not only in the local and regional levels, but nationally?
Well, I know that, like Dustin and I've already talked about it, there won't be any weekly show racing for us. It's just that you can't do it with the price of tires going up and no more than you get your hands on. You can't afford to burn them up on a Saturday night show for $1,000 or $1,200.
Right.
So, I mean, we're not committing ourselves to any series or anything like that because there's just too much traveling going on.
Right.
There's no reason to travel to Toccoa and Livonia, Georgia, when I can go to County Line and Halifax and race for almost the same money.
Right.
But, what it is on burn up. But it's just going to be real tough to even – I've said this to more than one person. I think that if we have 50% of the teams left still racing in July with the cost of everything, the tire shortages, we'll be lucky.
I'm with you.
I mean, that's my take on it.
I'm with you.
Well, and not only the price is out. I mean, it's just. Do you think it'll ever come back down? Like once the tire shortage, it won't come back down. I don't think it will.
I I don't either.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be the new norm. In my opinion, it's going to be the new norm.
because we just bought we bought 6,
and that was $1,200 or something.
Yeah, it was $1,200 something dollars, and I think we got that was the guy giving us a deal.
Well, I mean, it's just like our tires. Our tires ain't too much off of you guys' tires.
Yeah,
They're like $115.
And we running for $500 if we got 20 cars or more.
Well, I mean, that's like, Dustin and I, we've talked about some this and that, and as far as where we're going to race and how we're going to race and stuff like that. Well, I mean, we're going to talk about it a little more. Like I told him coming up the road tonight, I laid all the schedule out on paper. I didn't really like the way it looked, so I want to get with him and let's talk about some races that we may or may not participate in, add or take away. Right, that's right. And things like that. But that's just my take on it. I mean, Dustin's probably got an opinion he'd like to voice as well. So,
what's your take on that, Dustin?
What? On what?
On the tire shortage.
on how it's going to affect the racing.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely going to affect the racing. It throws that local racing kind of out. You can't afford to spend $1,200 to go race for $1,200.
Right.
I'm really glad that Lakeview stepped up and doing a $2,000 weekly deal. That's going to really help out when you can go. Like, even if you can't buy but 1 or 2 tires, it'll help out.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I wish places would step up like that. Though.
Well, we're gonna push. We're gonna use this show to push for people to try to get y'all some sponsors to add to purses that these racetracks are putting up. Not just Fayetteville, other racetracks that's here in the Southeast, but mainly Fayetteville because that's where we're at. But we're gonna try to push people that watch the show that's got businesses and stuff to use it for advertisement. And try to push the purses up for you guys.
And not only pushing the purses up, but to try to, Corky had talked to me last night, and you told me that, leading up to the show that you guys, your Facebook page, you've gained a lot of not that you already didn't have them, but you said it's kind of jumped up leading up to the show this week.
I think in the last couple of weeks we've gotten quite a few likes.
And so that's good. That's helping build y'all's brand.
Wait till Hollywood goes to victory lane. We're going to say set up by Corky.
Yeah. Well,
that's a good question for him because y'all switched chassis this year. Y'all sold AJ a
badass
Masters built,
a badass,
and y'all went to Longhorn, right? So tell us a little bit about that deal. We'll start with Dustin this time with that. Tell us a little bit about that deal, Dustin.
We were pretty good with that master built, and we won a lot of races with it and everything. But we just felt like there was time for a change there, and I've been working on a Longhorn, actually the one we bought a little bit, helping Gary Dillon, and he was winning some races with it and stuff, and he decided he wanted to sell it, so we were like, let's try this out and see how it works out for us. And we got it rolling pretty good with that thing at the end of the year.
Yeah, that thing was fast, that last race, man. It was real fast. And like I said, you were in another zip code at that time. Now, like I said, I know the people that we had on last week, Willie and Christian, we asked them about what they hated the most about Fayetteville and the main thing was the lap traffic, that y'all own lap traffic so fast.
Yeah, the lap traffic can be kind of crucial down there. But I think if we can get a top side up there, you can actually get around them guys a whole lot better. But it's just you get so one lane there in the racetrack, you kind of got to move them to get by them, really.
Right.
Or put yourself in a bad position to get by them.
Right. Absolutely. And we've seen that happen several times with different people. Go ahead, AJ.
Well, no, I was going to say, going back when we were talking about, building up the purses and, building up the brand for the businesses, or, well, we call them businesses, but we don't never make any damn money in it on racing. But that led to one question I wanted to ask you guys. Like, what do you think is the most important component of building short track racing, at the local level, so that we can continue to grow and get people that not only race at the local level, but move up to regional. Like someday, I would like to go and run some of the, limited late model shows or something. Of course, I can't afford it. I can't quit making babies, but
you get fixed, AJ, you can afford it.
But what do you think or what we should do to help build local short track racing?
as track promoters or just
Well, just in
people
general, like you know,
Your opinion is basically what he's
yeah,
asking.
anything. What? Because we don't. I don't think the stands. We have one of the biggest military bases
In the
around.
world.
Yeah,
In the world.
and now, granted, Dave's done a lot by letting military and stuff in free.
He should.
But what do we got to do to get them back out there, like it used to be back in the late '80s, early '90s?
That's a good question.
It is.
I mean,
I think that top groove though would help all that.
yeah, for the people who are there,
Right.
but it's how do you get the new people to come in?
Come in.
You know,
Yes.
do most people in the Fayetteville area know that racetrack's there? Yeah, because it's been there for 50,000 years.
Well,
But
that's
to
a good
get
point.
people to come there, I mean, let's face it, back in the day, Fayetteville did not have a good reputation.
Right.
I'm talking way
Yes.
back in the day.
Yes,
not
yes, sir.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
fighting, shooting, cutting, whatever
right.
the case may be. And believe it or not, there's still some of those people who are probably still hanging on to that same reputation.
Absolutely.
100%.
You know, so what do you do? I mean, you know, I've said to AJ before, as a matter of fact, last night, I was like, you know, I feel like what the area needs, you guys got your thing got going on here, and that's one thing. I think the area needs some sort of program that is just strictly like, I don't know which word. It's racing,
Yes.
but it's like talking about tire shortages, talking
Right.
about the thing to get people there. Where I mean, you guys have your thing here where you come in, you do your bull jive, and you do your shooting crap and everything, and that's all, and that's great. That's fun. You know, people can. But I think it needs something so people can get educated.
Well, I'll say
I'm
this.
with you. I'm with
I'll
you.
say this. Like I had at least, and I try to save them on my phone.
Right.
So if people say anything, that I can say, well, you know, this is what they asked for.
Right.
But I had several people was like, said, hey, man, we watched that show. We know shit about dirt track racing, but we going to be there. We coming. We want to see. We want to see what the talk's about. We want to see these guys get out there and battle for the win, battle for the money. And so, like I said, a big objective of ours is to try to get money, not only shine light on what's going on and say, okay, look, these guys right here are the top in the sports. And because let's be real with it, at any given night, there's 5 or 6 of y'all that can win.
I had this conversation. Actually, believe it or not, I had this conversation with Willie earlier this week. I think it was earlier this week, maybe ended last week. And I think you can look out there and say there's probably about, on one good Saturday night, if everybody showed up in the local area, and I'm talking about the Michael Rouses, the Michael Battens,
Right.
the Matthew Bisses, Dustin, Willie,
Right.
Christian, all those guys. You could pick 10 cars to win the race.
Oh, yeah, if everybody shows up.
I do honestly feel like that there's 10. I feel like there's 5 maybe that have kind of just
Just
sir.
away.
slipped away just a little bit
That's
for
right.
whatever reason. I mean, I'm not, saying
Right.
they can't drive because
Right.
every driver on that racetrack can drive.
100%.
You got to have respect for them because a lot of us couldn't jump in those cars and drive them in a straight line for nothing.
That's right.
Exactly right.
But all those good. But I still think those. So I think the biggest thing that was going for this area that helped out was when we had the I-95 series that only went to County Line, Clary's, and Fayetteville.
I like that.
No, I'm
There
with
was
you.
not all that traveling, running up and down the road, and I don't fault the ones who have series. It's cause that's great. I'm glad they're putting on races for us in the whole 9 yards, but the traveling thing ain't for me personally.
Right. Well, and now it ain't going to be for a lot of people.
Well, I mean, I don't mind driving 3.5, 4.5 hours to go to a racetrack, but I just don't want to be journeying down the road 8 hours to a racetrack.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I'm with you.
Because then you got to drive 8 to get back home.
right.
Dustin, what do you think? Some things that we could do, to build. And we're not talking about just Fayetteville. Obviously, from where you're from and up near County Line and Halifax and the rest of them.
And I don't know. I feel like the I-95 deal was really good, and it went away. And I don't know. We just got to get more races around here and maybe do some fan appreciation stuff and stuff. I don't know.
I think one of the things that we had back in the day, and I know Dustin, I mean, he's drove for me. I don't think he drove for me that time, but back Halifax used to have that, what they called a double down,
Right.
when you raced on Friday night and Saturday night. You go, you were already there, so you didn't have to spend the money running up and down the road.
Right.
It was like 25, was it Dustin, like 2,500, 2,000 each night, something like that, 1,500,
Yeah.
give or take, but you're already there. And the tires you ran, most of the time you could run 3 of the same tires you just run.
The right rear.
And you change your right rear, and you were there, and we had some awesome races.
Damn right.
I mean, we had some awesome races, and there was a great car count there, like 20 every night, give or take. Dustin went 20, probably 18, 20 about every night.
At least 20. Now.
Yeah, and it was great racing. So I noticed it on the schedule. Dave had a couple of races where he's running a Friday night, like 1,500, and a Saturday night for like 35, and like a 2,000 on Friday night, this and that. And I think that if a track promoter can afford to do that, that would help us tremendously.
Well, I've said the whole time. I mean, obviously, I sponsor a lot of cars out there, but I've said the whole time.
But you won't give me no money.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing.
No, I'm just messing. I'm messing.
It's
Go
okay.
Go on with your talk. Go on with your conversation. I'm just
It's
messing.
all right. You can say
There ain't
what
gonna
you
be
want
no
to say.
money left for the fucking legend card. Shut up.
So
I forgot.
Ronnie runs into me.
Hey, I guess I'll go ahead and break the news to you on that right there too.
Can I get a sponsor from you?
No, but we just bought one.
did you good?
Come on.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mine's been in Charlotte this week. We're ready.
So
That goes for all y'all spindles out there.
so what I've said the whole time is that in Fayetteville, over the years, and I'm sure you'll probably agree with me, if you didn't have a late model show, you didn't have ass in the seat.
That's the way it's always going to be.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
no offense to any other class
you're
out there.
dead
I
on the
mean,
money,
it's
Corky.
just the way it
Yes,
is.
sir.
And like I said, unfortunately here, it hasn't been like that right here recently.
Right.
But I think that Dave's going to truly commit to trying to get it back to that, because that's what made that racetrack what it is. You know, Hank Edwards, Porky Edwards, Danny Parker, them boys made that racetrack what it is back then. Steve Odom.
My dad used to race with Steve Odom and
Yeah.
the Hester boys.
Yeah.
his heart.
The Sullivans.
I know. Yeah.
Brian and Ricky.
Yep.
What was the Hester boys, the tire people, they own tire stores.
Robert and Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like I said, I think he's going to put forth the effort to try to get that back here, because I've definitely voiced my opinion about it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I told him, I said, I said I sponsor Willie's car, but fuck, I'm here racing, and I'm having to call him on the phone and say, hey, how'd you do? How'd you qualify? Where'd you finish in the heat race? Because we don't have any late model races at Fayetteville, but a handful. And so I think from what he said the last couple of shows, I think that he's going to commit to trying to get y'all on the schedule as much as he can and make the purses comparable to what's going on in the world today. In other words, give y'all a chance to win more because you're spending more.
Well, the thing about this too, but you don't want to start getting in a competition with the other local tracks.
No, I
Everybody's
agree.
gonna
I
say,
agree.
yeah, you got to
No,
work together,
that's
or
right.
it's just gonna be bad for everybody.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Right.
It's like any other business that's competitive. There's enough out there for everybody.
Yeah.
You just can't get greedy.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right about the price of stuff, because, I mean, when I started doing this, 2005, back when we started back, and 2006, I think it was, they bumped the purse up and we were racing for $1,000.
Right.
It's 2022, and we're racing for $1,200.
Right.
But we were also running a set of shocks that you could buy for
Yeah.
$1,200
Yep.
versus a set of shocks now that you're paying $6,000 for.
Absolutely.
Hey, so what you're saying, we need to go back to fucking go-kart racing. Because go-kart racing's paying good
That's
money.
even worse.
Well, look, this is a great sponsor opportunity. If you guys are looking for shocks and you
Hell
want
yeah.
to make sure that you've got the fastest stuff, go see our friends at Precision Suspension and become part of the P1 posse. Call them at 704-746-8547 and go like their Facebook page, Precision Suspensions, and tell Sammy Speaks that Hollywood sent you.
Hey, P1, can we get some of those on the G1? Just
Yeah.
saying.
P1 on the G1.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it's not just shocks going up. I mean, obviously, everybody who's I know you know, and of course I know Dustin knows for a fact. We talked about it the other day. The price of sheet metal, ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Price of engines,
The price of parts,
ridiculous.
the price of parts, if you can even get them, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's why. Not pointing the finger at anybody, but anybody who condones, influences, supports, promotes tearing up or damaging race cars, they're a moron.
Right.
I mean, they really are. They are. That's silly. So
I'm with you.
so when people really need to race You know, logically, not when you put your helmet on, you remove your brain and lay it on the table. Don't do that.
Right.
Leave it in your head. Put your helmet on. Think about what you're doing when you're on track.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, the getting back to what you're saying about the cost of stuff, you know, that was one of the reasons that we dropped down from the UMP to the crate deal, which the crate motors have just shot up, you know, a lot. I think it's like, I don't even remember what we had the great crate debate, and they were talking about what it was. But Dustin, what do you think? Have you driven a crate late model?
I've only drove one. I drove a 604. It's been probably 7-8 years ago. I really didn't like it. It wasn't fun to me. It was kind of like being in a go-kart, which I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. It just didn't. I'd been running super stuff a whole lot, and at that time, and then I run a lot of limited stuff, and it just didn't have the power and stuff. And to me, it just wasn't as fun. But I know they're doing a whole lot with putting a whole lot of money in crate racing now. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it.
Do you think crate racing is good or bad for the sport? And this is personal opinion. That doesn't mean that it's fact. I'm just saying this is your opinion.
I don't know. I don't feel like it helps the sport as far as financially. They're spending just as much money to go, if not more, than we are with our limited stuff, because they're getting all these lightweight stuff and everything. But I don't think it helps the sport.
What about you, Corky?
And maybe the 602 cars. I don't know. That might be a little bit more cost efficient.
I think before you jump in, one of the problems with the crate, I think if you get too many divisions of crates, that's when it starts to hurt. So you go, like right now, you got a 602, 604, and then which the 525, I think they can run with
They run with us.
Yeah, they can run with y'all. But what do you think?
Pretty much just what Dustin said. I mean, you spend, if you get, I know these guys are saying they run these motors straight out of the box and everything, but let's be realistic.
Bullshit.
If you buy a good competitive motor, you're going to Henry and one of them guys. You're probably paying around $13,000. That's the header and the carburetors and everything. That's what it was. I don't know where it's at now. It's
That's
about
right.
15
That's
to 16.
Close. You're close right there.
With what we spend on limited motors, but like Dustin said, you go out and we go buy a rear end for our car, and it's no bird cages, nothing like that. $2,000.
Right.
Well, when they got to go out and get the 8-inch spool and it's all polished and this and that and everything, they're going to have $3,500 in the rear end.
Wow.
So they done drop that much more money just in one component. Then it's hubs and it's spindles and it's just everything. Everything, rear ends. Transmission. They just spend their money in another spot.
Right.
So what you're saying is that the money that they save on motor, they're spending in other places to catch up with the cars.
Yep.
So let me ask this, AJ, and you know this. So the shocks on your late model, 602, right?
Yep.
Same thing as what?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Now,
but that don't mean his shocks are cheap though.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I'm going with this. That's
they're
price compared.
in comparison, they're definitely a lot cheaper than what I would have to pay to run.
Okay.
With Corky and Dustin. Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, now we bought the car from Corky, which was good because it already had the best of the best that it could get. I mean, it's a great car. I've got the stuff to go out there. I should be running 1-2 every single race. As a matter of fact, we did.
Wait a minute. Now that he's admitted that, what's going to happen when he does it?
Oh, trust me. Them two, well, I know that one right there is going to give me pure shit.
We get one of them fucking tarps when we pull it to the back like fucking Daniel. We're going to do some high-tech shit.
But, hey, I enjoy the crate racing. Me personally, but just because, I couldn't afford one of the motors, that you guys run, but I couldn't afford the tires either. I feel like we need a right rear, about every week, I think, in the crates. But I think we could probably get away with.
Corky, if we'd have had one, we'd have won, right?
What's that?
We'd have had a right rear, we'd have won, right?
Yeah, I was on used tires.
Hey, you told me the same thing as soon as I got it. And he had it online. I'm like, damn it, AJ.
Yeah.
I was like, if you had a right rear, you'd have won.
Yeah,
she was rolling.
Those tires have been run all year.
Yeah.
Hey, she was rolling.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Your right front was pretty rough.
Yeah.
I think
that might have been part of the reason you had a little snug there. That right front was kind of rough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would have loaded up with that right front.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I would have. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that I think that, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, this is just a matter of opinion. I think the crate stuff is good for the less experienced drivers to get a feel for those cars, learn what those cars do.
As long as you don't end up getting
a beginner,
too many of them, and then the guys who are there trying to race have to deal with.
Yeah.
And
I'm with you.
Look, I get it. I mean, everybody's got to have somewhere to start.
Well,
and everybody wants to get in the race. You can't say, well, you can't drive, so you can't race. That
don't happen.
Everybody's got to start.
You're dead on the money. I mean, like with us. I mean, we got a shitload of money tied up in our car. If I go to the rear, it's a good thing. I'm going to tear it up trying to get back to the front.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, there's people out there that ain't drove a go-kart, ain't drove a whatever.
Well, I think that's kind of.
I mean, you got to pick and choose how to get through there. I mean, we do the best we can do.
I think that's kind of what happened with the modified. And
Yes.
Now I'm on the side of I like crate modifieds. If it was crate UMP, I'm with the crates. I like them. But the reason I like them, I think it's good because especially if you've got the 602 crate that you can run in a pure stock, you can start in that class.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can move up to 602 modified and get the feel of the 4-bar.
Right.
Then you can leave from there, go to 602, leave from 602, and then go to the 525 or limiteds or whatever. And so you've got a motor that if you keep it, you can run 3 classes with. You can move up. Even though it's less experienced, a class for less experience is definitely not a beginner's class.
Oh, it's definitely not a beginner's class. There's a lot of guys that fell into the crate classes that's been driving for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel left up and went to the crate late model, and I mean Daniel's a good wheel man. I mean he can wheel one.
What do you as far as you, Dustin? Like I know, like you said, there's some big and which there are. I think especially in Georgia, isn't there like some big money races for like 604 crate racing and things like that, right?
I really think the 602 is paying some of the bigger money races now, ain't it?
They are because there's more of them.
I know. Only 602 pay more, Dustin, now for the most.
I don't know. There's some big 604 races now, 20, 50,000.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
There's like $20,000 and $50,000 races during the year now with them 604 crates.
I'm gonna have to bring
shit.
y'all boys to the drag strip where they race for 100.
At Virginia Motor Speedway, yeah, they got that Brandon Overton. Didn't Overton win it? Not last year. They didn't have it last year, but the year before that, he won it, right? Yeah, it's 20,000. That was the 50,000, wasn't it?
I don't know. I know Hunter Front won the 50,000 at Super B this year.
Yeah. Well, speaking of big races, what are y'all's plans for this year? I know y'all kind of alluded to it earlier in the show, but you know what's the big picture for this year? What big races are you going to hit?
All of them.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Go for the money, go for the gold.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's what the plan is. We're just going to run money races.
Is it going to be, and this might be a question for Brett Clary, but are y'all sticking with the black, the pink? Did you notice that I did the blue and the pink lights?
Did you notice I hate black?
That's why I was wondering, because you had a black car, and I was wondering, is it staying black? I guess not.
It's going to stay black for right now till I can afford sheet metal. It's
No, you're good. You got some outside.
And it's
We'll strap it to the top.
That might make a body for your car, but it's not making one for my car. Honestly, right now it's going to be the same car we had last year. I mean, right now I've not changed the body. I've not done anything. I've not beat a dent out of it or nothing. It's going to be.
I wouldn't touch.
It was fast when you parked.
Put the fan motor or whatever the hell broke. You're good.
You know, and here's not changing. So we get back to what's on. You know what's ironic about that fan blade breaking?
What's that?
It never touched the radiator. It never touched the radiator hose. It never touched the rack. It never touched anything. I don't know where those pieces went. It did hit my fan shroud. I don't know where those pieces went, but it never hit anything else. I don't know where it went.
Let me find out you was missing a blade before you went on the racetrack.
No, it wasn't. I can promise you that. But I bet you it's got some.
It wouldn't have fucking mattered. It don't matter.
You might have to hire another crew chief, Dustin.
I know he's leaving the bolts loose on the fan blades.
Hey, he was trying to get you some more speed. He's trying to lighten it up.
To take it off so it rotates.
Yeah.
He didn't need no more. It was gone.
But no, to answer your question, I mean, there's and like Dustin and I were just talking about this coming up the road. There are plenty of money races right in this area.
Oh, yeah.
You don't got to travel 8-10
right.
hours down the road. You can find all you want right here in 4 hours, within 4 hours driving distance. I mean,
Hell yeah.
I agree.
$3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 every weekend. And, you know, between Ultimate, Clash, Steel Block Bandits, I-95, Blue Ridge Outlaws, I mean, you don't have to go far. You can get all you want right here in this area.
Yeah.
And like me and Dustin talking about, take a few weekends off here, there, and yonder when there's not those big shows going on. It kind of gives you a chance to recharge the batteries, and, you know, and fix your stuff. So.
Oh, sorry.
But,
This is really off the subject, but did y'all know that Corky loves to play golf?
Yeah.
He was asking me today.
Golf.
Look, he asked me today. He
wait a
said,
minute.
"Where are there golf courses near you?" I said, "Man, I live at a damn golf course. Now I can't promise you that them greens is gonna be worth shit."
You're gonna be shocked when you hear what I'm about to say. Who's a hell of a golfer, and you remember him from the go-kart scene, Wayne Parker. Remember Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's a hell of a golfer.
Wayne's a great golfer.
Dustin, do you play golf?
That's my partner every time we play.
I try to.
Where
I'm
you-
a little
hey,
better. I think I'm a little better than Corey is, though.
But see, what they don't realize is I've been playing and got a little help, and I've knocked
Okay.
about 15 to 20 strokes off my game.
God,
So
Last
and I'm-
time out, I shot.
hey, he needs to quit damn
so
working on
instead
race
of-
cars.
instead of
Go
shooting a 115, you're shooting 100 now.
No, I shot 94 the last time I
Oh
played.
hell
So,
yeah, AJ, you'll be a good match for Corky.
Oh, that I know. Me and Corey, I told him, I said, "Man, if I'd known you played golf, me and you'd have got together and bailed on him and played right there at the house."
Me,
Yeah.
you might have
Here's
to
a
bet some
picture.
sponsorship money
I
to
went-
play golf.
Here's a picture
Yeah,
of
I played.
Corky.
Look, yeah, there's a picture.
Corky golfing.
Yeah, that was me golfing. That's me golfing right there.
Where
Me
are
and,
y'all golfing at?
me and Brett Clary went and played that day right there, and it's a bunch of leaves on the ground. Well, I went riding over through here. I didn't realize that it was
hell.
mud underneath the leaves. That so much sunk right down like a mud jug. I was like, Brett.
Need a 4-wheel drive.
I was like, Brett, come over here. We pushed, we pulled, we tugged. We was on the gas with the golf, everything. We got him hung out though.
So you live towards Lumberton area? Evergreen?
Race shops in Wilmington. My home is technically is in Chadburn.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
White-
remember back in the
White was
day
Evergreen.
we went to Evergreen. I think you and your family had something to do with a racetrack years ago. We raced go-karts.
That was Rose.
Okay.
Yeah,
remember her.
her and her sister, they ran Columbus County Cartway.
So we went down there. Funny story. Went down there. Me, Bill, Brian Odom, and Wayne Parker. Bill wrecks me, Brian, and Wayne. So we don't even
In
get to race.
practice.
We're playing around racing in practice. Tears everybody.
He learned that from Ronnie.
Well,
So-
there might be a comment.
So when we were talking about Ronnie a while ago, you said you remembered him because you gave him a Joe Biden shirt, right? And you know I give him hell, Corky, because he's tore up more shit on our race car than anybody at the racetrack. And
Guys, hang on real quick. Somebody made a comment on here and said I was a daggone lie about my golf score, but that's because he played with me not the last time I played, but before the last time I played. So
Well, he says you carry a bunch of mulligans in your pocket.
Who don't?
I guarantee you he goes through more balls than I do.
put them comments up there, AJ. So
No,
we
I'm
can
just
see them
kidding.
thing. So as I was saying, you know, we were talking about Ronnie the Hulk, and you said, yeah, I think he likes me. He's on my side because you gave him a shirt that said F Biden, right? So, you know, Ronnie has to pay for parts when he tears up our shit. So Ronnie got a side gig, Corky.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, and so, you know, Dustin started this shit here because he just picked a picture of you playing golf. So I'm going to just hand you my phone and let you see Ronnie's side gig here.
Oh God. Oh Lord. God Almighty.
Crystal's going to be mad.
Can all y'all people out there and
Oh, no.
Can you see that, Dustin?
here, Dustin, hold on a second.
Yeah, I can see-
Dustin, can you see that?
I can't see that.
Hi, damn almighty.
Lord.
But no, we just give him hell. He's a good dude. He's a good teammate, Dustin. He makes sure that our shit gets tore up if we anywhere near him.
I understand.
Yeah.
So, I got a question for Dustin. So, how long have you been in late models?
I think I started in 08.
Who's your biggest competitor in late models?
I'm gonna say probably Russell Irwin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's that as? You had the most battles with Russell for wins
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah, we've
How do
battled
the other
it out
competitors?
over the few years. I mean, we've had our times, and I think
Mine.
I don't know. We've had a lot of battles throughout the years.
Well, Dustin, let me.
Dustin, is that your phone going off?
2008, right? You said?
Yep,
Yeah.
2008.
Okay, I remember one night, you know, where we live, we're Scott Autry country.
Oh God!
You remember this, right? You gonna remember? You know what I'm about to say, right?
Hey,
It's okay.
Didn't the man say no drama before you
No,
started?
ain't no drama. Hey, this is when I
was
knew who
there.
the hell he was. I'll be honest with you.
I was there.
I'm
was there
just
that
being
night.
real about the whole situation.
I was there.
Hey, I was cheering like hell.
Somebody come get that
Hey,
phone.
this guy threw it under him and goddamn took it away from him, and he rolled. And Cousin Morton didn't quite like it so much, but I mean, it is what it is. It's racing. That's when I found out who you really were. And hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a wheel man.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, really.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know what equipment you were in or whose car you were driving. I don't remember.
He was driving his own.
What I mean, hey, you were
I
fucking
was
doing
driving
it.
Jerry back then.
You were doing it, big dog.
Oh, that's right.
I-
It was Gary's car, wasn't it? Yeah.
Did y'all go? Did y'all go to Bristol last year?
You crazy?
Well, I was just wondering.
AJ did.
I guess that means you're not going this year.
No.
Yeah, I learned my lesson last year.
Man, there's too much
Thanks.
tore up stuff up
Thanks,
there, man.
man.
No, that's great though. Up there, that's a hell of a race up there.
Oh, I mean, go watch. Oh, you mean go watch or race?
No, I wonder if you're going to watch, or I mean to race.
Well, you need to go. You insane. You done lost your damn mind.
Throw a
There was,
604
hey,
in
there
there,
was
dude.
a lot of cars that flipped up there. But I'm still assuming y'all are gonna hit up World Finals and things like that.
Yeah, we'd have been a lot better last year. We got back home and after the World Finals because we got that car and it was so close, and we kind of thrashed on it to get ready to go for that. And
Right.
we got back, kind of really started going over the car. We found a couple things that wasn't quite right on it. It really hurt us at Charlotte. It really hurt us. And as soon as we changed those couple things, and it was like night and day in the car.
Right.
So
Cool.
Good.
I'm just no doubt. I mean, Dustin can put it around there when the car's right. I mean, we've made it.
Hell,
We've made
yes.
we've made the main race twice, and I might be wrong. And if I am, I don't want to insult nobody, but
You
I'm
ain't.
not sure that anybody else in this area has even made that race.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I know Willie was close.
Right.
Really, one year he had a flat tire. I think he almost made it. But I mean, I'm just saying that's a good accomplishment for us. I mean,
listen.
you got to race those guys just to make the race is almost like a win.
So listen, if you can't speak and be honest, then the people that's listening is not men. That's just that simple.
Well, that's the
And-
reason why
and
I made a comment I made a while ago. I mean, that's the first time I know about Dustin's name. I mean,
in fact, he told me that this week. He said, first time I ever seen him. He said that's the first time I
Hey.
remember seeing him.
Like a first impression
hey,
there, buddy.
it was there and you took it, big dog. That's what you're
But
supposed to do.
like honestly, if you could see, and I would never show my messenger on, put it up to the screen and let people see it.
Unless it's
But
Ronnie.
if you could see the damn, like last week when they were on the show, when Cheryl, Christian, and Willie was on the show, people was blowing my messenger up. Ask them this, ask them that, ask them about this, ask them about that. We sort of let them lead to wherever the questions went, if that makes sense. And that's the same thing we're going to do with y'all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a competitor that you want to beat more than another competitor. 'Cause that just says that competitor's good.
I want to beat everybody equally.
Absolutely.
Well,
I want to beat everybody on the
Hey, but
racetrack.
listen,
but there's one competitor that you want.
if
more
your
than others.
name's
That's
being
just
mentioned,
sports.
if your name's being mentioned, that means you're one of those competitors.
Well, here's the way I feel about it. And like you say whatever you want to. I
Right.
made it my man.
Yes, sir.
When my car rolls through the gate with that guy right there driving, not you, AJ, the guy on the screen right there, Dustin.
We're getting there, AJ. We're
If
gonna be
you
there.
don't look at my car as being one of the cars to beat, then you've not been around the racetrack.
You're damn
Well,
right.
Yeah.
Listen,
Damn
I
right.
mean, I'm not being
that's the- hey,
egotistical. I'm
That's
just
straight
saying,
up honest.
that's the truth.
Yeah,
That's just straight up truth.
right.
Like I said, at Feville, you can just about count that your car, the 1 car, the 06 car, and the 3 car are going to be up there.
I agree.
You know,
It's gonna be a good race.
it's just that simple. I mean, that race that your fan blade broke, Sean was in the catbird seat. You know, and but he still had to keep it there
That's right.
to be in the catbird seat,
That's right.
and he made it to the end, and you didn't.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, I led the show out with that. I said, hey, that 32 was in another zip code.
You're damn right.
That's exactly what I said last week. So I don't cut no punches.
Well, the thing about it is we might go back the next time and we might be the guy that's spun around in 5th.
Absolutely.
You know, but
Exactly.
I hope that don't happen.
That's racing.
What's the biggest thing, Dustin, that you dislike about the racing on the shorter track? I know last week when we had Willie and Christian on, they said it was the lap traffic, that y'all catch lap traffic so fast. and the racetrack being not as racy as far as being able to move around on the racetrack, it makes you limited to what you got to do when you get to lap traffic.
Yeah, it's definitely the lap traffic. It's got to be the worst part, but I don't know. I feel like if they would work on turn 3 and 4 over there, you can go in on top of somebody in 3, but then you kind of shelf off coming off of 4
Gets
about
tight.
playing the ball down. But if they would work on that part of the track, I think it'd make the track a whole lot better.
Right.
I think, and that actually, I know that, Dustin said it and Willie and Christian said it, that the lap traffic was a big deal. But I remember when they were first building it, and I remember Dave saying, I want them to be catching lap traffic quick, because
They damn sure are.
and I think his reasoning behind it is he thought it would open up the racing. I think part of the problem is a lot of people. Now there's guys like Dustin and Willie and Christian that can go to the top and run it.
Right.
But you got some people, they ain't gonna go to the top. They're gonna stay around the bottom. They're bottom feeders.
Right.
Well, you're dead on the money. Even like when we ran a heat race or hot laps or some shit. I don't know what it was, but I mean somebody was renting one of Willie's cars. I had her wound up on the top side. He jumped right in front of me. Bell about lost his shit because he thought I was going to tear it all the hill. But I mean, and it was. I had to get all in the brakes and quit and run over. But the kid didn't know. I mean, but there again, you make the racetrack racy. We can move around and do what we got to do.
And I think Dave's gonna work on that a lot this year.
I agree. I mean, coming off 2 to me was my biggest thing ever because it gets tight coming off 2.
So
I know for you guys.
Well, the other thing is too is just knowing how to race.
You're right.
There's a lot of people in this area who just flat out don't know how to race.
Right.
They're on the racetrack and they're competing,
there's a
but
flag
they
out
don't
there.
know
Right
how
there.
to race.
I think there's a flag
there.
out there, right?
I mean,
that's got an X on it.
There's some. Well, no, it's not just them. I'm talking about with the competitors that you're just battling in position too. They don't know how to race.
Right.
I mean, they don't mind door slamming you one weekend, and you go in there and you bump their fender the next weekend, and all of a sudden they want to fight and this and that. It's called racing, guys.
You're exactly right.
going to touch, you're going to rub, and if you don't want to do that, buy you a show car, go out there, go into these parking lots where they have these car shows, and set up right there. Right. Now, if somebody wants to say Dustin done this to him, no. If you want to take somebody to do something, he can put you into the wall going into turn 1 or coming down the back straight, and vice versa. Somebody could do it to him as well.
Yes, sir.
That's when it's not racing.
That's right.
But when you bump and rub and, your quarter panel gets into somebody's door, don't always naturally assume they run over me or they try to take me out of this, that, because that's not always the case.
Right.
You're dead on the money.
It's rubbing, rubbing is racing. As long as you don't just purposely go in there and drive into somebody's door.
Right.
That's one thing. But when you're just out there and you're touching and stuff like that, that's racing.
racing.
And if you don't want to do
racing.
that and you can't handle that, you might want to think about getting another sport.
That's right.
I agree 100%. And that's what I tell Chad all the time. If he's coming to the front, I don't give a damn if he tears it up. You know what I mean? I don't want a lap car to cost us a race car, and it's done that several times during the year. And like I said, now we got a lot of inexperienced drivers in that class. And those little cars are hard to fucking drive. I mean, I've had too many guys that drive late models say that's the hardest thing I ever drove in my life because they're rigid.
Yeah, and in response to that too, if he's going to the back and he's coming to the front, you don't mind him tearing up a quarter panel or going something to the front. But if he does it running over somebody else,
no, exactly,
then that's a problem.
Absolutely,
you're dead on the money.
And
absolutely,
that's where you kind of start to cross that line.
And
a little
we
bit.
have those. You know who?
We have those too.
And that's the only trouble that I've had at a racetrack is about that. You're not going to run into my shit and tear my shit up. Because we will see who's got the most fucking money.
Well, and see,
I'll having to tear it up every fucking week.
And that's what racing doesn't need to come to.
Right.
Period.
I'm with you.
with
I'm
you
with you.
guys or
anybody.
It doesn't need to come to that.
It doesn't.
Because here's my thing, and I'll have this argument with anybody.
No, you dead on.
If he goes out there and runs into somebody with his car, and then somebody comes back and runs into him, why are y'all beating up race cars?
You're right.
Y'all stupid.
I agree.
You're stupid.
You're right.
If you got a problem with it, y'all jump out and beat the heck out of each other right there. Go there. But those race cars didn't do it. The driver done it.
I agree with you 1
Yeah, but
billion times.
Then you got them ones that call 911.
That's fine. You got 6 other days during the week to meet out in a parking lot somewhere.
What y'all think about the Chili Bowl? The guy came on. He said, they were fighting, and he come on and said, "Look," he said, "You want to fight? Fight right on my front straightaway." And yeah, and now they fought, I think, in the pits or right outside the racetrack. And the guy got kicked out. He said if he'd have fought inside the racetrack, he'd have stayed, And we're not,
Well, you
look,
don't promote that.
Yeah, we're not
like
promoting.
You said a while ago,
we're not
you don't
promoting
promote
fighting.
that.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
But like Corky said too, if I'll use Chad, I'll use our car. If Chad's getting into the corner and the next man's on the brakes and he don't realize and he hits him, it ain't like he meant to fucking hit him.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But for a person, you got them past, your front tire is past their door, for them to pull down on you, run you in the mud, or either push you to the top of the racetrack where they know there's no bite.
Yeah.
That's where it gets to where you say, okay, well, if you want to race like that, then we'll just tear this shit up.
Yeah.
And
Well, I can tell you this much. I know Dustin respects my equipment enough, and I really appreciate that. He won't do that in my car. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I ain't going to say. But what I'm saying is I know there's times that he's respected my equipment enough to not do it.
he probably wanted to but didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But had he in his car, might have been a different ballgame. I mean,
Right.
and I think that's fair statement, right, Dustin? I mean, fair statement.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you're dead on the money. I cost myself a win at Lakeview because of somebody got into me the week before, and I want to give a little love back. Me and him both went for a ride.
In the bad part.
And that's not saying no names. Nobody's wrong or right or whatever. But, I mean, it was a racing deal. It's over. We're over it. We keep racing.
And that's what you should do. People hanging on to stuff for 2-3 years after something happened, that's just,
Stupid.
Yeah, you might have got rubbed the wrong way then, but how much time has got to pass before the proverbial time heals all wounds? Let it go. I've had running with Sean Harrell when Willie was driving and stuff like that. Now I walk around and talk to Sean, and we don't go out and eat dinner together, but we're cordial in public.
Right.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
And that's the way it should be.
And y'all competitors on the racetrack.
Competitors on the racetrack.
Right. You're going to do what you got to do to try to get out in front
and I'll
of
give you an
him. That's
example.
what it is.
Talking about what I was talking a minute ago. There was one night at Fayetteville, and Sean started on the pole. Dustin was outside. They both drove into turn one hard. Sean went to set his car, caught Dustin in the door and the fender. It caved them all in, caved the deck in. Sean went on the race. We finished second. I wasn't over there griping and whining and crying.
Right.
That's racing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the next time, it may very well be the other way.
There you go.
Just think about that. And don't think that every time somebody touches your car, they're trying to run over you or take you out.
Right.
That's not the case.
I got you.
Yeah. Well, one more question that I had. These are some questions I kind of typed up real quick. I was trying to be a little bit more prepared.
Damn,
for
you
this
did.
show.
You did good. That guy was sweating
But,
earlier.
Hey, I was working my ass off.
You
I've
were.
got to get here earlier to set this shit
What time
up.
we need to be here?
I need to be here at least at 6 o'clock.
All right, 6 o'clock from now on.
But so last question. This is probably gonna rub some feathers. But if you could enact,
Hey, it's been a good show so far. Don't start ruffling feathers here at the end.
Nah, but
Fine.
nah.
Listen.
Hey,
All that does is make what happens at the racetrack even better for the fans. And like I said, y'all be surprised at the shit
Can't
that
wait.
people message me, asking me, even right near this week, that when they knew that y'all were going to be on, of course, they bombarded me. Ask them this, ask them this, ask them this. My thing is you made it clear that you don't really want to talk about none of that shit. And
I'm what those other competitors want to do and choose and how they want to feel. That's them.
And I'm not saying competitors necessarily. I'm saying even fans.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because this is the thing. They want to see it. They want to see y'all get out there and get out front and three of y'all get up there and beat and bang and one slide to the high side, one slide to the low side, and crisscross going down the
if we're
straightaways.
racing and we're just a gradual rub here and there, that's fine. As long as everybody comes off, it's like, hey, good race, man. Just come off of, come on over here in my pits if you want to fight.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, first of all, if you want to fight, you'll come to your pits.
Well,
So,
yeah.
If you
Well,
really
not
wanted,
all
if
of
you
them.
really wanted to fight. So,
Yeah, not all of them.
but like I said, y'all's car. this year-
Dustin, hang on. You got something to say. I can tell.
Yeah, go ahead and
Come
say
on.
something, Dustin.
No, I'm good. I'm listening.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm taking it in.
So you got a list of birthdays here, Jay.
Sorry.
yeah. Well, that
Messing
was
me
for
up with this here.
But no. All I was going to ask was if you can enact one rule change in the limited late models in this area, what would it be? And do you think it would help build the class? No matter what it is, any rule, I don't care, whatever. So it's not too bad. But Dustin, what do you think? Any rule change you could make?
Heck, the only thing I can think of right now is just the way the tire deal is all these local tracks go together and put everybody on American Racer tires. They're $148 a piece, where the Hoosiers are 240 or whatever with tax and all that.
Good point, man. Good
Put
point.
put everybody on that tire. It saves everybody money, and it's equal to everybody. I know everybody's not gonna do that like on these series and stuff, but it would help out the local bunch.
Hell yeah. Good point.
I would agree with that. Anything
Good
to save
point. I
money
never,
would be awesome.
never knew that.
How about you?
Exactly. That's right.
So-
I mean, save us roughly.
Well, is it that the series they have deals with like Hoosier or like do you have to run a certain?
Depends upon who you ask. I think it's all about who's padding whose pocket.
Well, Dad is always
Well,
Bam.
I'm a believer that if everybody, like Dustin said, if everybody band together and said, okay, then all these local tracks, we're gonna make American Racer our feature tire.
Right.
Who's just gonna have to come back down, or people ain't gonna buy the tires?
Well, it doesn't matter which tire we're on, as long as we're on the same tire. But I mean, yeah, if you can save $280 to $300 a set,
Absolutely, it's a no-brainer.
it's yeah. The
Yeah.
problem is and here's what I mean. Right now, I don't think most of us have a lot of tires, so we're all going to have to buy tires.
Right.
So they can't say, "Oh, well, I got to go out and buy tires." Well, you're going to buy tires anyway, whether you buy Hoosiers or you buy American Racers. It don't make any difference. You're going to buy a tire. The biggest thing is a lot of people say, "Well, I don't want to buy American Racers for Lakeview, and I can't run them at County Line, or I can, but they're not as good, or
They're not
whatever
as
the case
fast,
may be."
yeah.
But the thing about it is what, Dustin, 3 years ago when Lakeview was owned by the other guy, I think it was 2000. Lakeview ran good years. County Line and County Line, Fayetteville, and all those areas ran Hoosiers or American Racers. I believe that's correct. Am I right in that, Dustin? Yeah.
Yep.
And then Halifax ran American Racer 23s. So we had like 3 or 4 different sets of tires
That you had to buy.
that we were buying if we were going to run those races. So what's the big deal if you got to have 2?
I agree.
Or just narrow it down to 1?
Right. I mean, I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah, I feel like that, which my dad has said this, that he feels like, I guess, I don't know if he specifically put it that the racetracks or the series, I think he might have said the series need to get out of the tire game, because used to it didn't matter what you run, whatever the hell you want, which, I mean, obviously the Hoosier is probably in most situations going to be better. And I won on the American Racer at Lakeview.
Yeah, we did.
And it was fast, and everybody thought I was lying, but it was just a better tire for Lakeview,
I got you, Jason Smoot. I seen your comment on there.
What did Jason say? AJ, we can't
American
see the
Racer
comments on our
tires.
side.
Hey,
We're looking at your questions.
Ronnie gives AJ, give ToJo some liquor.
I'll have to go back and find it.
Oh, Lord, don't you get everything messed up.
Yeah, I don't want to mess
Yeah, don't
everything
mess
up.
everything up. So, can y'all see the comments over there, AJ?
It's a long way from
Yeah.
my eyes, but I'm trying.
So, if anybody out there in fan world has got a question that they want to ask Corky or Dustin, fire away.
I know Corky's got a pretty good ride back.
Who said I was going back? I thought I was staying at your house.
Yeah, we're gonna play 18 in
He
the
got
morning.
nothing to do tomorrow. He'll be all right.
Ooh, boy, in the morning?
Yeah.
Should have went today like I asked you to.
Oh, he went today.
Yeah, it says the guy that
55.
texts me at like 11. Man, I got a late start. I ain't even gonna be able to play golf.
I didn't say I didn't play.
Why? Someone asked why the number 32.
That was my dad's car number, and that's where we've carried it on.
Yeah, as long as I've known this guy, I've known this guy a long time. That's what he's ran.
So, I got a good one because I know Dustin's got his own car too.
That's right.
So, are you going to run your car some, Dustin, when you and Corky aren't running the 32?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I actually sold it right now, but I got a new one ordered and on the way. So whenever it gets here, we'll have to see.
I got you.
Can you give us the brand? Or no? Or
Really
you rather
not.
keep that to yourself?
It's black.
The
Right.
brand Corky.
I did.
It's black.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's a
Black Diamond?
Bloomquist, maybe? Black
No, I'm
Diamond.
just kidding.
I don't know.
I'll promise
Got
you,
roll-
Dustin.
roll bars.
Yeah, I'll promise you, if Dustin Mitchell got a car, it's black. There ain't no doubt about that. It's black.
I'm a black guy too. I like black.
And someone said, why the pink? Is there a specific reason
Looks
for the
good.
pink?
Looks good.
Well, we used the pink in the beginning just because it was something different. But my mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor,
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
that's why we continue to stick with
100%
pink.
as you
Yes.
should.
Awesome.
And Rose won't let us get away from the pink.
Right.
Awesome.
No Brett Clary.
Brett Clary asked, or said, tell Corky to buy a white nose for the 32.
Brett Clary, you buy white nose. for the
There we
32.
go. The man said his bids are open.
Right. There you go.
What does Fayetteville need to do to get World of Outlaw or Lucas back? I don't know if that's really anything.
That
I
we
mean,
can answer.
Yeah, that's something that probably for Dave to answer.
What was the question?
What can they do to bring Lucas and World of Outlaws back to Fayetteville?
I really think that's a money game.
Well,
it is.
I'm gonna
And
be
that-
honest with you. What I feel like he's got enough people here, around here, that would put in the money to have a $10,000 race.
Well, so
Are the Lucas guys gonna come to a $10,000?
Well, I
race?
think
Ain't
the
that what it
problem
usually is?
with them was they didn't like the how the track was getting rutted up and stuff, which I think they might have got that fixed now.
yeah, but now if you watch them race, if you watch them, like I watch every Lucas race there is, and 90% of the World Outlaw races. I mean, they go to racetracks
Oh,
now
yeah.
that get fucked up too.
Yeah.
But it's racing.
You know, actually, yeah, and Rose, I forgot to mention that too. Rose said pink and blue is also for child loss,
Right.
Yeah.
for people who've lost a child,
Absolutely.
and she's a victim of that. So, but I'm glad the question came about Lucas because it actually goes back to answer another question about what can do to improve racing. Well, number one thing I think is the tires we're running, they're too hard for the surface we're racing on.
I agree.
They're
Why
just
do you
digging it
think
up.
that the guys for World Outlaw and Lucas, they go run LM01s and 1300s on a softer tire, which allows you to move around more on the racetrack? You can't get in those crumbs on a 1350 and a 70 and 1600s, but you could possibly, I'm not guaranteeing every driver could move around with a 1300. I mean, Dustin, don't you? I mean, I know we talked about that. The softer tire can help you move around a little bit better.
Yeah, it'll definitely help you move around. I like the 1300s better than the 50s.
Yep.
But that's just what everybody's chose to go to now.
We've talked about that with even with the legend cars because we got one compound.
Dave's sorry, I was trying to read these before they get gone. Dave said that they try every year to get them. They said they offered $20K and nobody answered.
That's why I'm saying it's a money game.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
that, Dave. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, from past experience.
And
that's
I know
right.
he's going to keep on working on it because me and him had that conversation
Yeah.
outside of the podcast.
I mean, the hell would Lucas have a 20K race? I mean, put it
Yeah.
on.
So
They'll
listen,
come.
now
No, it's 20. I believe what he's saying is it costs
no.
20,000.
He offered them $20K and they
Yeah,
wouldn't.
That's
they-
right. It
they
costs
wouldn't.
20K to get the race there,
is
not what the.
bullshit.
Yeah, that's what it costs.
That is
So-
bullshit.
So I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna say this to both of y'all because, like I said, I'm not gonna put y'all in any situation, and I'm gonna ask this on y'all's personal opinion, and this is your opinion only. So y'all, I know you watched the show last week because AJ spoke with you about it. So y'all heard about the King of the Cushion challenge, and you know those two have agreed to go to the rear. What's your feeling about that? About the King of the Cushion challenge?
Do you mean the challenge in general, or like what?
Yeah,
How
because
everything? I mean,
well, the way it ended up playing out was those two drivers, Willie and Christian, it sort of come up that it was them two.
right?
So then I said, well, then if the other ones want to go to the back, I'll put up $1,000 of my money
Mhm.
for them, and because the people that was doing the donating on here was donating specifically for them too. Well, I had, just like I told you, I had a gentleman reach out to me and said, hey, if Christian and Willie go to the rear, I'll put up $1,500 of my money. If Corky, Dustin, or Sean will go to the rear with them, I'll put up an additional $1,000 for them to go to the rear on top of what you said, Bill. And I know Cheryl said he would do the same thing. Cheryl said he would put up an extra $1,000 for anybody that wanted to go to the rear. What's your feelings on that? I mean, you know what Fayetteville is. You know what the racetrack is. you know that's going to be a challenge.
Right.
I don't give a damn how good your car is. That's going to be a challenge.
You talking about? I guess make sure I'm understanding the question correctly about the monies and how it went, or we talk about. I guess what I'm trying to say
What's
is
your feeling on
going.
going to the rear and trying to come to the front?
Would you be willing to do it or not?
Dustin and I have already talked about that, and we got a plan in place we'll play our plan out when we roll on the racetrack for the main event.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Okay.
that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right.
Okay,
So
I
the
can
reason I'm
respect
asking you
that.
that is,
I like it.
and the
I
reason
like
I'm asking that, Dustin, is not to put y'all in the middle of anything.
Right.
It's because, like I said, I've had people reach out and say, hey, well, if they'll do this, I'll put this money up for them. Because at the particular time when the situation happened at the other show, we had 2 drivers on here, and it was brung up that if they would do it, so it was more directed to them. And so me and Cheryl is who initially.
The only thing about that is, and I understand it was people put up the money, but, I mean, then you might have, I'm just going to throw some drivers' names out there, for example, nobody in particular. You would have a Dustin, Sean, Russell Irwin,
Yes, sir.
and somebody else running for X dollars. Then you got somebody else who's going to start at the front. Well, they're running for X dollars. Then you got Willie and Christian who's running for X dollars. I don't think it should be like that.
Right.
I mean, it don't make me no difference how y'all want to do it. It's everybody else's money.
I'm
Right.
with you.
I think you should have 2 amounts. You have $5,000 and you have that other amount. And whoever wants to go to the back should be able to get either one of them. I understand the people put up the money for those drivers.
So,
However,
yeah, but we could offer that right there and see who's willing to take that
and
money and say whoever's willing to go
I
to
like
the
that.
back.
and that's going to be
That'd be
that's
there.
going to be up to y'all to make that decision
Because-
because y'all are the one paying the money, or
Bec-
you know, whoever's collecting
The
the money.
fans
Like I
are
said,
with
I had one particular person, and like I said, I'm not going to say who he is, but he called me, called AJ. He told me, he said, come get the money now. And I said, no.
Yeah,
just-
he did.
I said, just wait and let's see, how it plays out. And he says, well, has anybody talked to Dustin? He specifically said Dustin and Corky. And then he said Sean. He said, has anybody talked to them and asked them if they would be willing to go to the back? And I said, well, it sort of started on here because Christian made the comment to Dave that let's get a cushion and let's let these things hang out and see if we can drive them up top of the racetrack. I said, but I'm sure there would if the money was right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can go there and race for $5,000 to win, or you can go there and race for $12,000 to win,
Or 15.
or 15, or 20, whatever it ends up to be, you're gonna say, "Hey, let's roll the dice."
But is there like someone mentioned earlier, at some point, like there's got to be a cap because if everybody goes to the back, then nobody would be in the back.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why we said, that's why we were talking when we were talking, and even Christian and Willie agreed that if others went to the back, then
Peel
you
draw.
peel draw, or take the fastest
yeah, I think we did
qualifier,
fastest qualifier.
fastest
like that.
qualifier, and he starts to further us up in the field. Whoever the slowest qualifier are the ones that go to the rear is, he starts dead last.
Well, the other thing you might want to consider is the car count.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
nobody
yes,
has taken into consideration through
Yes,
all this
sir.
talk. I've not, at least
That's
I've
a
not
good
heard
idea.
it once say, let's assume for a moment 8 cars show up.
Right.
Is it really? I mean, they
Yeah.
can do what they want to, but
And
I
you're
mean,
right.
then
You're right.
you start in the back. You're only having to come from 7 spots. I mean, let's be realistic. Laps got added to the race and everything, so there
And
will
it
be
can happen.
enough time to get to the front.
And it can happen.
But what if there's 20 cars? I mean, there could be 20.
Right.
I think that all that should be based upon car count. There's got to be X number of cars before
This money's put up.
this
Yeah,
money can
and
be put up.
I agree with that.
But I'm gonna tell you exactly what I said about the whole deal. There's probably
I was watching. I know what you said. I'm just kidding.
no, this is outside of that.
I'm messing.
I'm gonna say there's probably 6 of y'all that I've just come off of my head with, and there's a bunch of them that can get out front and stay out front. And you watch racing. You chose Dustin to drive your car for a particular reason.
Smart man.
And I'm sure it was more than just being able to drive out front.
Oh, yeah.
But there's certain competitors, and you know this. Watching as a fan, forget you owning a car.
Mm-hmm.
You say, okay, if he goes to the rear, he might pick up 4 or 5 places, but he's not going to come back and be a contender, even with the laps added that's there to get there. But then there's ones that you know are going to slam that bitch to the floor and move around on the racetrack, even if it ain't there, to try to find a way back to the front if they go to the rear. And I'm not talking about the King of the Cushion Challenge at all. I'm talking about period. They're going to do whatever they got to do to get back through the traffic, to get back up there and be a contender if they have the car to do so.
Yeah.
Now, we're not promoting go back there and y'all tear up fucking $200,000 cars for.
Come on now, y'all
some
said you're going to
extra
get
money.
Mackie Cox to have extra records out there. Now,
But
I was watching now.
I
Don't
said
try
you're
to
going to have to
bulljive
have
me.
them motherfuckers out there. I mean, you got, like I said, you got wheelmen. And you said it yourself. You got 10 people that can win any week.
That's right.
And if 5 of those 10 go to the rear, you can damn well believe somebody's shit's going to get tore up.
Yeah.
You know, because, and the thing is, and I think the less experienced drivers, I think they need to not be bashful to ask the more experienced drivers, the faster drivers, hey, what do I need to do if I'm getting caught? If you're catching me, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
Tell me what I need to do, because some of them don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, but you don't. I mean, yeah, but like you don't necessarily have to tear up stuff coming from the back.
No, I agree 100%.
Because Dustin,
We went to the back
get-
twice last year, and I come from dead last back to second at the race for the kids.
Yep.
Oh, I remember.
We had a flat tire Cherokee, and
Yep.
I
Yep.
come back
That-
to like
Matter
six
of fact,
or
that's
seven.
the,
That's
on the
six.
outside when nobody else would run the outside.
That's what,
So-
and he got that with the only car that fell out in front of him. He went from 24th to 6th. The only car that fell out in front of him was Willie. And
Right.
Willie broke his shock, and
Right.
he's so bad. So the point is you can drive there, and you don't have to tear up stuff.
Right. But I think, like I said, I think the biggest problem at Fayetteville, basically from listening to you drivers, the biggest problem that y'all would have is if you didn't have cushion, if you didn't have somewhere where you could move around on the racetrack, where if the lap car is high, you can dive low. If the lap car is low, you can drive around him on the high side, because all that's going to be about momentum, you know.
And some of that, it's not because I know Wayne, them guys, they put in a lot of time.
They
out
do.
there on
Oh,
the
yeah.
racetrack.
And
They work their
absolutely.
tails off.
And-
So
and
my
they-
hat's off to Wayne Gray too, and Dave, and all them guys that work on the racetrack.
100%.
And they work hard there. I mean, as well as all the other tracks in there. They all
Right.
Michael Wells at Halifax. I mean, Brenda's grandfather, I don't remember his name, Edward at there, and Scott Tripp and Tim. All these guys were. But sometimes it's the soil you're working with is only going to let you do
So
so
much.
much.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but which he said it on the show the other day. He told about all the clay that they've added and everything else, and everybody knows that we got a little bit of sand base in ours down here.
A lot of sand base.
But I really, really think that between Wayne, Dave, and Freddie, I think that they're gonna figure it out and make that thing where these guys can get up there and Jeff Smith it, mat that thing up on the top side and just let it eat.
I think, like Dustin said earlier, he hit the nail on the head. 3 and 4 is going to be your problem. That's going to be your problem area because of just the configuration coming off of 4. Right. I mean, I've seen many times. Dustin was coming.
yeah, that's me. I did that. I did that.
Leave stuff. Anyway, still doing it. Now we good.
Check.
Now we good.
Check. We're good.
Are we good?
Hello.
Dustin, can you hear us?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen many nights that cars. Dustin's been underneath cars. I've seen Willie underneath cars, and you come off turn 4, and it's all of a sudden like, what the heck happened? Like they just hit the freaking brakes.
It gets friggin' tight.
Yeah.
Well, I said it to Christian. That last race, Willie got into the wall, coming out of 1 and 2, passing a lap car. Christian got into the wall, trying to go to high side in 3 and 4, go around a lap car. By that time, y'all had sort of checked out. But I want to see good racing, and I want to see the top drivers compete for the top spots.
That's right.
And so y'all are basically saying here that if there's enough money involved, that y'all would be willing to go to the back. And
I
come
didn't
to the
say that
front.
at all. I said we had a plan and we would execute it when we rolled on the racetrack.
Friday night.
So, but see, that's the thing,
Friday night,
though.
right?
If we don't know that plan, then we can't promote to get that money for you.
You already got money.
Yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't gonna give it to y'all. And I told you, I know I will do what I said I'll do.
Yeah.
100%, because I feel like y'all are one of the top 5. Forget the other 5. Y'all are one of the top 5, and I'll even narrow that down to 4. This is my opinion. That don't mean it's right.
That's right.
I'm just saying there's 4 drivers out there that I feel like can win at Fayetteville every time they roll up, no matter who's there. Whether it's Lucas, World Outlaw, whoever.
So,
I feel like they got an opportunity to win.
are you willing to think about it and let us know something Friday night?
No.
No. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, and I agree. I'm with you. I understand exactly where you're
And
coming
the
from.
reason I asked, like I said, the reason I asked was because
I
I
just
seen where it was going, and then
I understand what y'all trying to do, and I know no matter what I do, back, front, or whatever, I'm not going out there with a point to prove to anybody. We don't have to prove a point to anybody by starting at the back and anything like that.
You're exactly
Dustin has already proved he's one of the best drivers there is in the area. I mean, I personally, maybe I'm biased. No, I told y'all in the beginning, everybody out there can drive.
100%.
My opinion is do I think he's the best driver out there, and I do.
You're supposed to. He's
Why
driving.
would you
Well,
have
that's
one
right. But I
He's
mean,
driving your car.
no, I would be honest. I feel like, hey, look, he's top of the top, but this guy here, he's pretty bad at the bone. I mean, that's how. I mean, I would shoot it straight.
Right.
But I mean, I think he is, and that's. I'm not knocking Christian or Willie, and to make sure clear, everybody's listening. I'm not knocking any of them guys. I don't want to hear a bunch of crap and keyboard warriors tomorrow. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that.
You're stating the facts.
That's my no.
That's
my
his
opinion.
And
Just
you're,
like
you're entitled to it.
That's right. And so whatever we do back to front, I'm not going out there with a point to prove to nobody. I don't have to start in the back to drive to the front to win to prove anything.
That's right.
To get extra pay, maybe so. But we have a full agenda, and I'll talk it over with Dustin. He might have a different opinion. He might say, heck yeah, let's go for it.
So what's your opinion on it, Dustin?
I can tell you this: I ain't scared.
Ain't no doubt in my
Well,
mind.
I mean,
Ain't
listen,
no doubt
like I
in my
said,
mind.
you will never hear me say that you can't wheel one, because you can fucking wheel one.
Absolutely.
Same way. That's why we ask you about the rules. I mean, we asked over the last show. We asked, and Cheryl said something about the forward motors, but now this is my feeling on anything in racing. Okay, if this is better or this is faster, then fuck it. Take that Chevrolet nose off of it and put a forward nose on it and put a forward motor in that motherfucker.
Why ain't you trying it? Why ain't you trying it?
But like I said, my thing when that King of the Cushion thing started, we didn't start it.
That's right.
We didn't start it. Christian simply made a statement.
That's right.
And people started commenting. If they go to the rear, we'll give this, we'll give this, we'll give this, and then it just tumbled right on down. Do I think it would be good for the fans? 1,000%.
Yeah, that
I'm sure
would definitely be good.
1,000%.
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
Do I think it would be good for some car owners? Probably fucking not, because there's definitely gonna be some tore up shit. I mean,
And to be honest,
more than likely, there's going to be. It don't have to be, but more than likely, there's going to be.
Well, that comes back to what I was saying about knowing how to race.
There you
Right.
go.
Knowing how to race, knowing how to
Backing
pass.
off
You
when you ain't got-
can't get it all in 1 or 2 or 3 laps.
Yes, sir.
You're
I'm
going
with-
to have to be patient. I mean, Dustin was having to one car at Gaffney when he had to go to the back. He didn't go in there and try to pass 3 cars on one lap, even though he did get a couple cars and 2 or 3 on one.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
he just,
See, this is my opinion on it. So with it being a 50-lap race,
mm-hmm.
like I said, there's 4 drivers out there that I watch personally close because they can drive through traffic. They can pass without having to tear somebody's shit up. So with it being 50 laps, I feel like there's enough laps there that you can drive to the front and not have to burn your shit up.
Depending on car count.
Well, Fayetteville, it's a different beast. You better get what you can get when you can get it.
Well,
No disrespect to Fayetteville. I'm just saying. I'm a racer. I know.
I'm speaking of if they get the cushion up there to where you can move from the bottom to the top to the middle of the groove.
Well, the other thing is, if I'm not mistaken, aren't we qualifying and heat racing on Friday night? I think we are.
I don't
Pretty
know.
sure we
I
are.
think that was
well, no, I think Dave did say they were going to have heat racing this year because
But
everybody's going to heat
This
race
is
up there.
this is the I believe this is I-95, a big I-95 race. So I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Friday night we're qualifying and heat racing on Friday night.
Dave is watching, and so
Yeah.
if Dave will comment on there and just say if that's so, I'm not sure. I'd be lying if I said one way or the other. I know, like I said, if y'all seen this messenger on this telephone right here, I got damn people on this messenger that I don't even know who the hell they are.
Friday night qualifying and heats. I thought so.
I love it.
How are you going to do a cushion? I mean, are we going to do the Dave? I guess you're listening. We're going to do the cushion after qualifying and heat races, or y'all going to build it up before and let us?
I feel like it should be how y'all going to race Saturday. Prepare the racetrack to that right there. So then y'all know what y'all got to do to your cars.
Well, I think
if you're going to go to the back, so you know what you got to do to your car to get it to the front.
I think because Dave said that they could come the way get it like they want it.
Just call him on the phone, then he can answer for himself.
Well, actually, I think in the beginning of the conversation before other drivers got involved, I think he said he'd have Willie and Christian come out there and get the cushion approved to the way they wanted it, which. No offense, I'm not being like a crybaby or nothing, but I think you should have everybody's opinion to get the cushion fixed, not just two drivers.
He said all week long working on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So
I'm with you.
Like I said, I feel like you got a driver that can do it.
Oh, there's no question about the driver.
Doubt.
There ain't no doubt about that guy right there. I promise you he can.
And he's already let it be known that he ain't scared.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that if, like I said, if people, it's their money. I can't tell them.
That's right.
In other words, I can't say, hey, well, okay, Dustin and Sean's going to go to the rear too. I can't dictate that because it's their money.
That's right.
I can dictate where mine goes.
That's right.
But I can't dictate where theirs go.
I put it to you like this. I never have a doubt, period, when I roll into the racetrack.
That's good.
Right.
I never have a doubt, do I got to worry about my driver being able to get the job done?
Right.
That's never a concern of mine.
Yep. See, that's a comfort as a car owner.
That's right. I never, not with Dustin driving my car, I know he's going to give me.
Yes, sir.
It ain't going to be 100. It ain't going to be 120. He's going to give me 500%.
You're not crazy. You know I sponsor Willie's car. And Willie's my horse. But that doesn't mean I don't respect what I see out of other drivers. That don't mean that I'm saying that he's doing something that they can't do, or he can do something that they can't do.
Dave said if you want to call, we can call him.
Yeah, that's fine. And let him get on here and he can put it out there for everybody. Like I said, my thing is once it got started with them two, Corky, I'm the one that said, what about Dustin and Sean?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And the reason being is because if you come to a Saturday night show at Fayetteville, and I'm not knocking not one other person out there, but if you come to a Saturday night show at Fayetteville, I'd be willing to lay you odds out of 10 races, 8 of those races, one of those 4 cars are going to be in the fucking front.
I'd say probably 10 of those races. There's no doubt
saying
about
there
that.
may be something that happens crazy and it caused 1 or 2 races that they didn't.
Right, but like I said, depending upon who's used up, because like I said, you always got
named a bunch of fast people: Bissett, Irwin, Batten,
Michael Rouse, Robbie Emery's been good.
When Dennis Franklin comes, but like I said again, my opinion, those 4 guys are the ones to beat when you pull the Fayetteville racetrack.
Yeah, hey, you there, Dave?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure you can hear.
Yeah. So Dave.
Yep.
Basically, what they're saying is so we're going to heat race and qualify on Friday night.
So the game plan is that we got 4 days of speed weeks.
Yep.
We spent we put 100 loads of dirt in 3 and 4 this winter, and we're trying to get it packed in to take some of the bottom dominant out of the racetrack. Right. And the whole idea is for all of us to have a big sweeping 3 and 4 that we can pass in. So we got 3 nights to try to get it the way it needs to be racing for Friday night or Saturday night. Right. Same thing when you go to all these other big racetracks. You got 3 nights to try to get your finale the way it's supposed to be. And I'll take all the drivers' inputs on Friday night about what they think about the track and how we've got it up to Friday night and what it takes to get it there Saturday. So right. It don't matter if it's Willie, it don't matter if it's Dustin, it don't matter if it's a street stock guy comes up. we're going to listen to everybody and try to do what it takes to make the racetrack racy.
Hell
And
yeah.
I understand. I've raced a whole lot, and I understand that coming out of 4, there's a drift there that wants to suck you into the wall, and it's hard to pass coming out of 4. Hopefully, we fix that. Like I said, we're doing the changes to try to make that happen.
And like I told them, I know me and you've talked outside of the radio show when you were on, when you weren't on, just talking in general. And I told him, I said, he's assured me that he's going to do everything in his power to try to make it the raciest racetrack in the Southeast.
I mean, if we got to go up there and put a 1-foot bladed cushion at the top and y'all beat the right rear of your race cars off, we'll do that. But when you jump it, I mean, don't get mad about that. And the whole thing about it is we till it up and we don't roll it down. As long as the guys understand that they got to roll it down themselves, I want it tilled up at the top. I want a big old cushion. I want a right rear to get up there and do some work. So,
Yeah, a good cushion about 2-3 foot off of the wall, just so you're not killing the quarter panel every time. I think it would work. What you think, Dustin? You driving the car? You know what y'all guys
What do you
need.
want?
Well, I mean,
yeah,
what
we
do
don't
you
want
think?
one on. We don't want one on the wall. We want, like you said, 2 or 3 foot off the wall. And like I said, if I got to go in there, I don't know what 6-8 inches tall to make it come up, and have a step where you can lean up there and bang it off of
Corky
it.
said
You
he
ain't
wants
gonna
it
jump it.
16 inches tall.
Yeah, 6 or 8 inches. Never mind. Go
Nah,
ahead. I'm
I
messing
don't.
that.
You
Dave,
tell me how tall y'all want it.
Nah, I'm messing.
Y'all can have Mason. You can have Mason Price jump on there and put a cushion on there. Anybody who wants to try to build a cushion up there to satisfy everybody, we're easy.
I'll build the cushion. Let me have the keys.
Come on. Come on, we got it.
yeah.
Caterpillar
Hey,
TV in it.
Dustin's laughing at that right there.
I
So
know.
we probably don't want to see Corky on the motor grader.
Look, I know. Hey, I've done it before, for real.
I guarantee.
I know. I've seen Willie run a bulldozer. I know he can run that pretty good. So just give us a couple pieces of equipment. We'll get it right.
So
That's
Dustin,
I'm good with that.
I'm
That way,
just-
everybody can sign off of it. We'll sign extra waivers.
I'm just kidding.
Dustin, Dave can hear you. So Corky gave his opinion. He said 2 to 3 foot off the wall, 16-inch cushion. What's your opinion?
That's fine with me. I'm game.
Man, that's
I'd
he
say
just
in
gonna
3 or
mad
4,
it.
we got to probably be a little farther off the wall than that. We probably could be 4 or 5 feet off the wall in 3 and 4. So big.
Something like. I mean, but Dave's right. Probably 6-8 inches, something like that. And it's going to continue to build and
Build,
roll.
right.
You don't want to get it so big you go in there and cook it with the right front, like Dave said, and then you jump and you're up in the wall or over the wall. You don't want to get all that.
Right.
Yeah.
They're-
So I
they're-
mean, the game plan is to have a physical cushion made by the motor grader up all the way around the track, and then go in with the lily tiller before the feature and till that up so y'all could push it up to it.
I
So
like
you have
it.
because if you leave it completely hard, then it ain't gonna do us no good up there. It's gonna have to, just like if you watch the other race in Arizona, they went out at halftime, they tilled the whole son of a bitch up, they quickly rolled it back down, they left the top alone a little bit so the guys could push a cushion,
That's
and
exactly
they built
right.
it, and they left the cushion there.
That's right.
Hell
They
yeah.
may even have to put a little water on it just so it don't dust
Oh,
up.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I said a little water.
well, we've got
We might not have to in February.
Hey,
if it was
keep-
June, we might.
Keep
Michael-
away from the road truck. No,
Michael
Frank.
Maltbuzz has come on here
Freddie.
and he
Damn
said
it,
that he'll
Freddie.
put $500 cash to Dustin if he wins from where he qualifies.
Damn it.
I
dude.
mean,
There you go.
So there
Free
you go.
money.
I mean, hell,
Free
Dustin,
money.
if you qualify on the pole and you win, or if you qualify 25th and you win, there's $500 extra for you.
We want cash, no checks.
And like I said, our biggest thing, and we talked to Dave about this because we didn't want it to seem as if we were promoting y'all going back there tearing your equipment up. But like I said, the fans started the additional money thing. And
like I
mean,
said, I don't. The quickest qualifier that sits on the pole, I'm easy with giving them $1,000 to start in the rear. That's a good gamble for me. I'm a gambler. I'm good with that. So it doesn't matter who it is. Or the quick qualifier right now is going to get $500 anyway.
Nice.
So the quick qualifier is going to get 500, then he can make the decision when he starts in the back. It doesn't matter who it is.
right. And then, and like I said, Dave sort of, just so it's clear, Dave got drawn into the 2-driver thing because all the fans, and his job as a promoter is to please them. Please the racers, but please the fans too. And
It all goes in hands.
It does.
Tracks can't run without the racers and without the fans. I mean, we got to have tracks. It all works together. I mean, it's
and like I said before he was a promoter, he was a racer. So y'all getting, in a sense, the best of both worlds because he knows what it takes to have a racy racetrack, and he knows what y'all truly want. And I think that they're doing the best that they can with what they have to work with to get you what you want. But like you said,
I know we got Southeast dirt, and we don't have the best dirt in the country for racing.
Right.
But I can try to make it as best I can.
Right, and that's what I think you're doing.
Ain't nothing wrong
And
with that.
that's what I said earlier. Is you guys have the best equipment in the world and the best operators in the world, but you can't do but what you can do, what you got to work with.
That's right.
Right.
I can't remember, and I'm just having a brain fart here. What tires are going to be for that race? Can we run American racers in that race? I mean, is that something that's open to people?
Right now we're under the I-95 rules.
Okay.
So as of right now, we don't know, and I mean, I hope I don't piss nobody off, but this way it is. I don't know what the Fuel Series' plans are.
Right.
And so me and Brenda and Wells have got back together and said, okay, we're going to strike the I-95 back up as hard as we can. We got probably 4 races apiece. She's going to run on a Saturday. I'm going to run on a Friday. And we might do some Wells on Friday, Brenda on Saturday, me on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the direction we're headed with it.
For if the pots are good, that's not a lot of traveling to get money.
That's right.
Stay right here in this area.
That's right.
And
we're all of our races are 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 on the
That's
95 stuff.
That's
so.
right. Yep.
And I told
And then
him,
we'll have
Dave,
our normal banquet at the end of the year.
And I told him, Dave, too, that we assured you that we were going to try to promote things for you on the show as far as getting people, local people, even if they don't know nothing about dirt. The people out there that's at the dirt track might need your services, and try to get them to put some money up. Even if it's, like the man said, $500 for Dustin for wherever he qualifies, if he wins from wherever he qualifies.
Cheryl's come on, and the only reason that pops up the comment right where Dustin is because that's where it's coming from on the feed. But he says that he'll match Dave and Bell's 1,000 for any car to start in the rear and win. So Cheryl, yeah,
right.
He had said that already.
So Dave,
but we are going to get together and put a limit on this as far as top 4 qualifiers, top 5 something.
Yeah,
we're not going to have 20 guys rotate.
No,
we're not doing that.
you can't, because if you're going to do that, you just invert the damn field.
Okay, well,
it might be heat race winners or something. We'll figure something out.
I just got a text message here on my phone. I'll let AJ read it so he can confirm it. It says, I will give Dustin $1,000 if he wins from where he qualifies.
Damn it, Dustin.
There you go.
So, well, I mean,
well, what the hell does he need to start in the back for?
That's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, that's $1,500 between 2 people. I'm assuming that's not the same person.
That's not the same person.
Okay, so that's $1,500, and then I mean, you would be a fool to go to the back.
I like your chances.
You know, I mean, that's just being honest. But like I said, the thing that we wanted to see is this is going to be the opening show, and we want it to be a good one. We want it to make people want to come back to see all these cars back.
Well, I mean, the bottom line, nobody said we're going to start from the pole.
No,
I mean, we can start 6th.
You can start at the rear.
I mean, what I'm saying is it's not a foregone conclusion that we're going to start on the pole.
And
I mean, we could start anywhere. I mean,
do I hope no one?
I mean, so let's just take for a moment and assume we start 6th. We got our work cut out for us too. We got to get by 5 cars to win the race.
That's right. 5 good cars.
Yeah, 5 good cars. Yeah, because they're not in front of you because they're junk.
That's right.
So I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion that. I mean, it's just that's.
And like I said, I think, and Dave, you'll probably agree with this. We were in general conversation, and Christian just simply asked Dave about a cushion.
Oh yeah,
and
no
then
doubt.
The same way your text message just rung.
Yeah,
my phone started going off. The comments started going off.
I was watching. I saw.
And I mean, it went wild there for a minute. Yep. And as a promoter, Dave would be stupid not to fall in there and say, well, hey, hell yeah, I'll give 1,000 if they go to the back and one of them come back and win.
That's exactly right.
And then he'd be even crazier to say, well, fuck, if Dustin and Sean or these 2 want to go to the back, I'll give another 1,000. Because all that's doing is drawing interest to that race, making people come out there to see exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
I know I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the top 5 or 6 cars got a lot faster at the end of the year, where they were working through some things at the beginning of the year. And so I feel like y'all going to come out guns blazing in 2022.
Yeah, we've only got, Dustin, 3 races on that car? If we count Charlotte, that's 3?
Yeah.
So we're still learning that car.
Right.
Shit, you'll be all right.
I'm just being honest. I mean, like I said, the only thing that really saved us is Dustin had been working on a car. He was able to, obviously, I mean, he's a very smart guy on a race car. I mean, I think that's one thing that we work good together. I mean, I know stuff. He knows stuff.
You can drive a motor grader.
Good.
He can. Hey,
y'all don't hold me to that.
he can keep it under 100 on the golf course. You know.
Yeah, I can keep it up now. No, actually, last time I played with that guy right there, I did shoot 107. I ain't gonna lie.
Are you drinking or are you drinking water?
I don't drink.
Oh God.
But y'all got
You should
anything
drink.
else for that? Yeah, really.
Nah,
It helps the golf game.
no, like I said, I just wanted him to clear it up.
Okay. But Dave, we appreciate it, man.
All right. Thank y'all a lot. We'll see y'all at the racetrack.
All right,
sir.
brother.
All right, man.
All right, see you.
So basically, now that obviously you'd be crazy to take your car to the rear, not unless you qualified there. But because you got two people that's done said they're gonna give him $1,500 if he just wins the race from where he qualifies.
Let's assume for a minute there's 10 cars, and I qualify 8th. Why not just drop back 2 more positions and go for the big money?
Take the chance.
I'm just saying.
But I mean,
There's a lot of scenarios.
You're
out
willing
there.
to do that on a Friday night, right?
What's
You're willing to make that commitment that Friday night?
no Saturday night?
Okay.
Well, see, that's the thing. We gonna
And
make the commitment.
and let
We're
me
gonna
ask-
have to know because we're gonna have to get the money.
Well, let me ask you this.
I'm not going to tell you, yes, Corky, we're going to give you $3,000 to come from the rear, and then I can't find these fools that give their money away, and hell, I'm one of them because I offered.
Well, right now it's only 3 of you guys. You, Cheryl, and Dave.
No, that's for.
No, that was for any car. Because Cheryl said he put up 1,000 for any car.
No,
You said
that's-
you would. Dave said he would.
No, listen.
Right.
No, that was what we said is that me and Cheryl said
Mhm.
that if Dustin or Sean would fall to the rear,
Right.
that we would put that up for them too because the other people were putting it up for Christian and Willie.
Right.
You understand? So we were trying to make it worth y'all's while. That money would have nothing to do with Christian and Willie. In other words, if me, Cheryl, and Dave put up an additional $3,000 for Sean and Dustin to go to the rear, that would have nothing to do with the money that the other people has put up for Christian and Willie.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's what I was getting at. That's why I said what I said, because I was like, okay, these guys have the same opportunity as these two guys to get up there, and I feel like that any one of the 4 can do it. And y'all are more the local guys. In other words, if Fev was open and racing, y'all gonna be here more than likely. You know what I'm saying? In the past. I mean, I know, like I said, I know you said things are different this year because of the cost of stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
and you're not gonna burn your shit up for $1,000.
That's right.
But I'm saying in the past, y'all 4 guys, if those gates was open and there was late models there,
I agree.
you could count on it, y'all were there.
That's right.
So that was my way of saying thank y'all for coming to put on the show.
Right.
And because it's gonna be a show, no matter where you start from, it's gonna be a show. If they get a cushion on that racetrack, it's gonna be a show. Y'all laughing about something? Go ahead and put it out there.
No. Cheryl said 3,200 cash if 32 wins from the back row. So we're probably going to end up going back and forth all night if we're going to
But I just got another text, another gal for $500 from where we qualify.
So basically, you're at 2,000 from where you qualify.
Yeah.
So,
Damn, Dustin. Seems
Hey,
like it's gonna be a good night for you, bro.
Dustin, you might be able to get that new car before you fucking know it.
Dustin, we're going to have to go have lunch, bro. Dustin,
Yeah.
we're going to have to go have some lunch, bro.
Hey, y'all put ToJo in your backup car.
Yeah, definitely. Let ToJo drive your car. You
Right
seen him
block.
up here.
He
You
right
seen
block.
him up here in his damn racing suit last week, Dustin.
Well,
Don't act like you won't watch it. I know you seen that.
speaking of ToJo, we still got to get shock therapy going here.
Yeah, we do.
So
And man, Dustin, man, we appreciate you and Corky coming on. And like I said, man, we don't want to put y'all in those situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't make you no less of a racer to me if you say I ain't going to the fucking back and tearing my
Hell
shit
no.
up. It
Hell
don't make,
no.
you know what I mean? Y'all got to pay for it. I don't.
We'll make the best decisions in our best interest. I mean,
thank God we started talking about it because now you got people that's offering you money for different things.
yeah.
Right.
Just make sure you save them text messages. Make sure they ain't in them snappers.
I already showed him.
Okay.
And I got him.
Because like me and AJ's got to go through all that list.
Yeah.
Because there was even people on there that specifically said, well, I'll give 50 if Willie does it, or
Yeah,
I'll
I
give
saw
50
that, yeah.
if Christian does it.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is, what I wish could happen is they would say, okay, look, we're just going to put it the fuck up, and whoever's got the balls to go back there and get it, go get it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of what I was leaning to, and I was like, well, these these 10 drivers are running for 5. These other 2 drivers are running for this, and these other 2 drivers are running for this, and these, and if we know it, it's gonna be like, well, what am I even racing for when I pull out on the racetrack?
Exactly.
How much money am I even racing for? And I get it. I understand why everybody did what they did. I understand the way you got. I get all that. I mean, I understand all that.
Yeah, it won't a knock against no other racer. It won't saying another racer's lesser than this racer.
Man, I'm
Obviously,
glad.
all of y'all know.
I'm glad you cleared that up, because when I first started watching the show, I didn't know there was any other cars racing but one in the Series 6.
This is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. The 1 and the 6 had a bunch of issues on the racetrack. A bunch. It wasn't no secret. I mean, like I said, I told the God in heaven's truth. I've known Cheryl for a long time. Me and Cheryl talked on the phone. Me and Cheryl talked at the racetrack, trying to mediate it, trying to keep it from becoming something stupid, and it got to the point to where we said, hey, we're just going to take them in front of the fucking truck, let them fight, and whoever comes out, that's what it is.
Which is what I said way earlier, hour and a half ago. You don't need to let it escalate. Maybe you don't need to talk at that particular moment. Calm down. I mean, especially like, well, why you got a problem with me? What'd I do? I mean, you ain't got to wimp up and be no. Hang on, the kids might be listening. You ain't got to be no wimp to nobody. But just be a man.
Right.
I mean,
and I get it. And like
you don't have to. And if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Listen.
Well, again, it comes back to the truth of the matter is people just need to learn how to race and realize it's not so much running over top of each other. That's bottom line.
And like I said, Corky, I'm very clear. Willie's my horse.
That's right.
That ain't nothing against you and Dustin.
That's right.
That ain't saying Dustin can't drive. That ain't saying Dustin's faster than Willie or Dustin's slower than Willie.
That's right.
That's just saying Willie's my horse.
That's right.
It's just like an opinion.
That's right.
You got the right to choose.
That's right.
But I know from what I watch, I know who's got a chance to come win here.
That's right.
Now, there may be some others that's back there that's top drivers with big horsepower, with nice cars, nice setups, and everything else. But I know from what I see, I know there's 4 that when they come here, there's a good chance that one of them 4 is going to be in the winner's circle. I mean, there's a good chance of every time they step at that racetrack at Fayetteville.
Well,
and even Lakeview.
You mentioned nobody's talking about Russell Earl.
No.
He can.
Hey,
he can crash the show wherever.
Yeah, I mean, Russell
I've been
can.
there.
I mean, like I said,
seen him.
I've seen Michael Batten come down there and run good. I've seen Michael Rouse come down there and run good.
There was a time last year in a 6 or 7 race span that there was not a faster car at the racetrack than Michael Batten. There was not a faster car at the racetrack. I mean, just that simple. But I'm saying for me, this is me, on a week in, week out basis, I'll take them 4 against any 4 in the Southeast.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
And I'll put this out there for anybody. I'll give anybody that wants the fucking field every time there's a race at Fayetteville, give me them 4 drivers and you can bet it to the moon. If you beat me, just send me to the poorhouse. Fuck it. I'm just saying. And because all 4 of them can wheel a fucking race car.
Yeah.
And they've drove this dirt, as y'all say, this southeastern dirt.
Yeah.
They've drove it enough to where they know. Now, well, like I said, will some of them put it where it don't fit? Yeah. But at the end of the day, like he said, you can't be scared. You got to have the balls to put it there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, them boys do shit with race cars that you ain't supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I admire them. Like I said, and I think that's what this King of the Cushion Challenge even represents, of how much the fans admire them and think of their driving skills. They even think that they can go to the rear with a bunch of race cars that's pretty equal and come back to the front and win.
Well,
now, if it was a 20-lap show, it would be hard on anybody.
Well, it's going to be interesting, definitely, to find out, and especially now that y'all ain't going to show your hand till that time. I like that.
And what I'll do is I'll anybody that contacts me, Corky, and tells me that they're willing to do something for Dustin or any other driver, or if they just say anybody that goes to the rear, I mean, we can separate that. That ain't no problem with that. Like I told AJ.
Y'all better get to writing now, all them names and numbers.
Hey, AJ, I don't qualify. What the fuck? I'm good.
Yeah, if you don't want to know what coming from the rear is, all you get to do is ask him.
Come on.
But
Man. All right, well, let's go on to this shock there. But yeah, as Bell said, thank you guys so much for coming on.
It's been awesome.
Dustin, next time we'll have to have you in here, like actually in the
you
studio,
talk
man.
too fucking much, Dustin.
Yeah, we barely got a word in.
I'm telling you,
with
man.
Dustin.
That's my belief. I'm like, hey, ain't that right, Dustin?
Dustin, do you drink or maybe a little bit?
I try to. I got a little intoxicated New Year's.
You'll be all right. We'll make sure if you come in the studio 24, we'll get you a ride home. ToJo can drive you home.
I want to. I might tell a few people some stuff.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Well, again, thank you guys so much, and
Awesome. Man.
Hey, look, before you sign off now, you got to give me a chance to thank all our sponsors.
yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
well, I'm getting to that.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
And we
so-
did forget that. We should have told you immediately to recognize your sponsors.
Yeah,
on your race
yeah.
car.
Come on, AJ, you got to tighten up here, bro.
You work on legend cars? Same.
Yeah, same.
Do you know how to ream spindles?
Oh God.
I'm just asking. Can you help me with this?
I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Off camera.
Yeah. So first and foremost, TWA Concrete Services, Scott Farmer. He does, concrete work. Anything you need, he can do that. Harris Tire and Auto Service there in Whiteville. Man, if you need any car care needs in the area, go see him. I got Colebrook Custom Homes. You need a house built, get up with Dustin Moore. He can build you a house. Nice houses too. Good quality work. Got RW Mason Roofing. He just came on with us last year. Got the Fat Pelican Bar and Grill, #1 dive bar in North Carolina, located at Carolina Beach. So if y'all are ever down in the area, check them out.
I love Carolina Beach.
And, of course, can't do any of this without my mom, my dad, and Rose. And, they make everything possible. And not going to slip off and forget to thank Blake Whitley, crew guy, Scott Lucas, crew guy. They helped make everything happen. Dustin's wife, Jessica, who, by the way, how many weeks more, Dustin? 4? 4 weeks?
About a month.
About a month.
Yeah.
Get that thing out, girl. Let's go racing.
Going to have us, another little Mitchell around here. So, but
Is it a boy or a girl, Dustin?
Might
Boy.
go in like a field that night if I go to the rear.
Hell
What'd you say?
yeah.
he wants her to have it tonight before Fayetteville, so he has to start at the rear.
Hey, a free excuse to get that money, huh? And then you ain't got to argue with Corky to get there.
Hey, you gonna be my backup driver in case he has to leave?
Hell yeah.
No, heck no.
Hell yeah.
But really though, special shout out to Rose. I mean, she's so patient with everything that we do, and I do. So much quality time is lost due to racing. She does a lot monetarily and physically, emotionally, everything. She's there, supports. She's not gonna make anybody mess with her driver. She's ready to.
Yes, sir.
She loves Dustin, and but we just all that support is what helps
Well,
the team.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and AJ will tell you, I said this after the show the other day. When we got messages immediately, as soon as the show stopped, we got messages, bring Corky and Dustin on, bring Corky and Dustin on. And I told AJ, I said, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said they probably do better with less than anybody out there. Well, and that's not knocking your equipment.
No, you're right.
That's not knocking your equipment by no means.
And if it wasn't for all those names I just mentioned,
right,
we couldn't do what we do.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't. I could not supply what I supply without those folks. I mean, it's just a fact.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, everybody's got a budget. It just depends on how many zeros it's got in it.
Exactly.
And I promise you, my budget is way less than most of those cars I'm running against.
Right.
And, we don't spend on pretty. We spend on what tries to make us go fast.
Yeah.
And,
You work harder, though. You mentioned
well,
that earlier.
I don't know how hard those other guys work. I can't say that. I mean,
I've known you for a little while. I think you work pretty hard.
I mean, I do feel like I pull my fair share. I mean, Dustin, those guys come down and help me from time to time when I need it. I mean, it's obviously a 2-hour drive and 2-hour back. I mean, it's kind of tough when he's working to get off and come down. But, I feel like that part of what makes us click is just we think a lot alike.
Yeah.
I know Dustin might go, what? I think like you. No. But really when it comes to car and adjustments, stuff like that, we really think a lot alike. And I think that's what really helps us, because there's very little times do we ever disagree with, like, we need this car. Okay. And it's, you want to try this? Okay. Right. And I really think that's what helps us
Well, that's what makes a team click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're willing to try.
You got to
Not
be
stuck in the
willing
mud.
as an owner / crew chief. If you don't trust what he
Slash
tells
truck
you,
driver / car washer /
motor grader, driver.
Yeah.
But
But
if you don't listen to what he tells you, then you're doing your team a disservice. Because I mean, he's your driver.
Oh yeah, there's no
He's the
doubt.
one you trust with your stuff.
That's right. I mean, there's no doubt. And it's a lot of times. I mean, I feel like we're to the point now where I don't know. I'd say at least 7 times out of 10. Most time I come in, I'll be like a little free in the middle lane. He's like, yeah. I mean, I've seen him drive long enough and know how he drives
That's good
now,
stuff.
and I can about see what And most time it's a confirmation, but a lot of times I'm wrong. He's like, no. I mean, there was one time we went to Sumter, and I come in and I said, that thing's tight as crap, ain't it, bud? He's like, heck no, I'm about to spin out every time I go in the freaking corner. And I was like, wow, really? Which we found the issue, and but that's just an example right there. I mean, I just think that's what it's just
Right.
Yeah, and I witnessed that firsthand. Y'all do work together. But Dustin, I'm sure you got sponsors. Not only you like to thank the sponsors on Corky's
Oh, wait a
part.
minute. I forgot Victory Race Engines. Frank
Victory
Lyson
Race,
at Victory
all right.
Race Engines. I about forgot my man there. I can't forget Frank. And Dustin, I mean, I'm sure with Donnie's Body Shop, 3 Aces Speed Shop. Anybody else, bud?
Rose's Lawn Maintenance. Derek Pleasant, he come through last year and helped me out. And Jeremy Upchurch on the motor stuff, he come through and helped me. David Taylor come through and helped me some last year too. And I just thank everybody for making all this stuff possible.
And that's another guy we got to get on the show because
Yeah.
David helps a lot of racers. man.
He helped me.
He does.
He helped me.
And we got to get him on the show. Just period. Talk racing in general.
That's right.
And then of course, he runs the umps, so
Yeah.
we definitely need his opinion where that's concerned, and try to see if we can do something to try to get them at least some shows
Yeah.
at Fayetteville. And like I said, with that situation, and I'm sure y'all understand the promoting side of it. I mean, he can't take and guarantee money for a 5-car field. I mean, you've got to have enough
Yeah.
cars to fill to at least pay part of it back.
You talking about with the modifieds? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's any class.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it is, and that's what I said. It as a business,
oh, yeah.
if the late models didn't put ass in the seats, y'all wouldn't be there.
That's right.
If that some bitch was full without y'all there, then you wouldn't be there. I mean, because it's business.
Yeah.
And you can't get mad at the man for running his business.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Because don't get mad at him for doing something that you wouldn't do.
Oh, that's right.
90% of us would do the exact same fucking thing that he's doing if we had the opportunity, if the racetrack was ours. But again, man, thank y'all.
Anybody else, Dustin? Sorry, I want to make sure you got everybody.
I think that's about everybody.
Well, I mean, he ain't stopped talking since he's been on here.
I know.
Hey, hold, time out. Dustin, who drank all these damn beers?
ToJo.
Can you even see them?
Hey,
No,
you-
No, I don't think you can see him. I think he can just see himself.
hey, don't fucking leave this podcast, Dustin. You're going to like this episode of Shock Therapy.
Hey, that damn old 06 ass kisser over the yonder.
Yeah.
Gary deal with my teammate.
Well,
The
what
fucking
I'm
Hulk.
going to do, and thanks again, you guys. I'm going to let you and Chad come over here and then put them two over there.
Hey, I got a
That'd
question.
be perfect.
Yes, sir.
You wear hats
I do.
sometimes, all the
Can I,
time?
can I have one?
Yeah, I'll bring you one just so you can sit across from my man right there.
I'm with you, bro.
Nah.
Hey,
Hey, that's fun humor right there, man. That's fun humor.
hey,
I ain't
no,
lying.
no.
Did you watch the show last week?
Yes.
How'd you like that arm?
No, I went on to bed after the other stuff was off.
You didn't watch the Shock Therapy?
I watched a little bit, like 2 times, and I was like, man, I got to go. I got things I
Hey,
got to
You
do.
needed to watch that.
Corky, like I said, my man Scott Autry is retired.
Uh-huh.
It's an open game for the next guy. I like all y'all. Just pour for the little guys like me.
And us. And us.
So we're going to get Dustin and Corky out of here, and we're going to bring
Thanks,
in
boys.
ToJo and Ronnie the Hook
That's
Long.
right.
Where's Ronnie at? What did he do? Did you scare him? He run off?
Hey, AJ.
He got
ToJo's drinking your non-alcohol
got-
beer.
Does
I
he got
know. He probably thinks he's getting drunk.
Does he got his American flag bikini on in there, ToJo? All right.
Well, y'all go ahead and I'll let y'all two come on this side.
AJ said he needs a break.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Dustin,
Thank
good
you.
luck, brother.
Thank you, Dustin, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, good luck, Dustin.
Not really.
That was fun.
All right, guys, let's switch over here and let the shock therapy crew get in.
Come on, Ronnie. Oh, you supporting 316 Motorsports tonight.
That's what I told him. It's Will's birthday. You gotta give him something.
So let me ask y'all a question.
He called you out.
Where are we putting AJ? You're gonna have to come in here and fix this. Where are we putting these collars at?
On the neck.
Have them on the side.
No, they're good. It can see all the way to the thing.
No, I'm talking about this black on that screen.
No, they're still.
You're locked in.
Okay. So y'all want them on the neck? All right. We know.
Motherfucker, y'all call me out. I'm here.
No,
Oh,
we didn't
y'all
call
hell,
you out.
ToJo.
I called you out.
ToJo Jordan.
Call me outside.
Ronnie, ToJo Jordan.
The consequences tonight.
Ronnie, I think ToJo tried to start beef with me and my only teammate that I have.
Now, if I have a little twitch when I'm
It'll
driving,
be all
I'll
right,
hit
baby.
you.
Hey, but that's what we do. We'll get that twitch out with that setup.
I got them new spindles we're gonna try this year.
Hey, you got that 316 shirt on, baby. We got to get you a Joe Ryan shirt. I love you, Willie. I know it's your birthday.
Motherfucking remotes are set at the same.
Oh, I got them. Said I'll show you.
You got to talk to Bill about that. I'm not doing. I'm just a driver. I'm not a setup guy.
Do y'all want them on your necks for real?
Sure, let's roll with it.
ToJo, do y'all want them on your
Can
necks?
Crystal control it?
It's on. It's too late now. You can't back out now.
Ronnie ain't going nowhere. Ronnie is committed.
No, I've got the remote.
Ronnie is
one
committed.
remote works both collars.
One remote.
So here, let me do this first.
I know how he is.
Let me
And
see which
ToJo
one's
talked
which,
shit
so I
about
know
Ronnie finishing in front of me in the points.
Which one I'm
I can't help I missed 10 races and Ronnie raced them all.
I can't help
No,
it.
no
So
problem,
after
Ronnie.
on vacation,
No problem,
we're
Ronnie.
not
No problem, Ronnie. Don't get mad at me. You ain't gonna win this time.
Damn it, y'all. I
You
can't
ain't gonna win
get
this
come
time.
on.
You ain't gonna win this time.
Y'all might have to share collars.
ToJo, give me one.
Okay, there it went.
All,
Bitch, come on now.
all I know is,
All right, so this
Ronnie.
is the first one right here.
all I know is my car's ready for Speed Weeks. Is yours?
So Ronnie's number one. Y'all help me remember this.
Number one.
So I don't shock Ronnie when you get something wrong.
Hell yeah.
I'll probably jump more than Ronnie had, Doug.
Oh no, yeah, you
I'm
sober
gonna get
tonight.
two
You
every
might,
time.
you might. The 06 shirt, we might. Man, Cheryl's gonna pay you good, ToJo. Lager, not lager, but Hogger. Bam. See them free beers and free beers sound better. Oh shit! I can't believe y'all contested each other. Ronnie, what's
He's
wrong?
got to breathe now.
Where you want it at? Right there.
How about
Put it to
Ronnie?
the same place.
Ronnie. Why we got you on here, right? How was your debut on asphalt? You didn't listen to Crystal. Crystal tried to tell you to let it go up by the wall, and you wouldn't listen. Tell us, Crystal. It's okay.
Oh no, while Ronnie was outside, he missed Bill putting him dancing on.
No, we can't tell. That's our.
You already done it.
You already already been done. The whole fucking world seen you in your bikini.
Ronnie.
He did.
Ronnie, I can't have my teammates dancing nude. It's a kid show.
Goddamn hell, we got them turning around when they get there. We got to get that.
You were outside when he said,
Oh,
"Y'all see
hell.
this, right?" And he put him screaming. It was you and
Okay, Kip too said he can't wait. Kip.
Thompson.
I said Kip too. Sorry.
Motherfucker.
Who drank all them beers?
All them yours.
he's trying to catch up from the one he missed.
I can't help his big neck.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yours is
ToJo
about the size of
Jordan.
Harley's.
ToJo Jordan against Ronnie. Wanna be long.
You might want to drink a couple of shots. ToJo's got you beat on that.
ToJo said he's sober this time. This is gonna be good stuff. So, what would y'all like the questions to be about? Legend car racing, Ronnie?
I reckon the fuck say he.
I think
All right, so
what we
both
need to
y'all's
do
got
next
y'all's
time, we need to bring in a
collars on.
half a gallon of
Look,
liquor.
this ain't gonna shock you, ToJo.
ToJo just dropped his
Did you
damn
feel that
glasses. I
shake?
can't see.
That's your collar. So then,
I didn't feel nothing. I heard a
I
beat.
know, I know that.
Beep beep. Ronnie, what do you think?
That was yours, right? All right, so
So, Ronnie, it was Willie's birthday this week.
hold
So
on
he
one
was
second.
Celebrating with his shirt on. Is that because you had a good time at
hey, Ronnie,
pavement
put your
race?
headset on, ToJo, and you may talk, and then you'll be able to know what's going on when you're hearing yourself. All right, I hope we ain't lost no viewers, because this is going to be a good one right here, guys.
I hear you.
Toe Jam contested the hook.
So
Flip it.
we're promoting racing on here. It don't matter what kind. Like I said, it's just racing, period. So I'm going to start with you, Ronnie. Tell me what the name of Jim Long's late model series is.
Ronnie.
I'm listening.
I'm hoping he's going to help me out.
No, he can't, because he's going to get asked the same question.
I have no idea.
Okay. So we already know that you got one coming. ToJo, what's the name of Jim Long's late model racing series?
If you look around this room, you might see a hint somewhere.
I'm looking.
Just saying. Axel, is you? I think you should shock both of them.
I don't know that one.
Shock both of them.
So that means both of y'all get shocked. Y'all agree?
Yep.
Okay.
Hell,
So
shock.
before we do this, before we shock either one of y'all, let's just say that we are not responsible if anything happens to you while you're being shocked.
We good.
Agree?
Just don't
Hey,
hold
well,
that
how about turn your
Do you
head?
agree?
Just don't hold that button too damn long.
So Jim Long's late model series is right behind you. It's the Steel Block Bandits. All right.
Jackasses. ToJo took it like a man, Ronnie. You
No,
bitch.
ToJo ain't got shocked yet.
ToJo quit faking.
So, Ronnie.
What's wrong?
Oh, happy birthday, Willie. 316 Motorsports. Y'all see Ronnie representing over there with the 316
He made up.
Motorsports shirt. And you see ToJo representing with the 06 Christian Thomas hat on.
I ought to get a discount with 316 now.
I can't.
Maybe.
Hey. He don't need,
Oh, and
he
Jared Johnson's shirt, 98.
He don't need to support his cousin. It's terrible. Ain't it?
I still got your hat.
Thank you.
Okay, so what number does Scott Bloomquist run other than 0?
That me or Ronnie?
Both of them. But you can go first.
That should be a good one. ToJo, you should know this.
I'm going to say 1.
Okay.
Wrong.
Ronnie?
I only seen Scott Bloomquist in this damn building.
You ain't looking in the right area.
Ronnie, what number would you say it is?
Hey, it's a number between 1 and 20. If that helps you.
It ain't 7, Ronnie.
It might be, Ron. Might be.
I'm going to say 18.
Correct. You were smart enough to look on the car, weren't you? Yeah.
Hey, you got to hit ToJo again because he got it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
No.
Again, 'cause Ronnie beat you.
Ronnie got it right.
Yeah, get that.
What? Motherfucker ain't even hit the button. And you over there twitching like a little bitch.
He ain't
Prepared for it.
Hey, he on that juice tonight. He can't take it, Ronnie. All that, hey, Ronnie, all that jaw jacking. He can't talk it tonight, can he?
That motherfucker around your neck and do it.
Does it hurt, Ronnie?
Yeah. Don't you hit me, motherfucker. I got that right.
Me and
I ain't
Ronnie
gonna
Long
hit you.
tried to join Chad Groves.
So,
You looking up there, Ronnie?
these motherfuckers trying to work together. Y'all supposed to be enemies at this. You called this man out and think he's going to work with you?
I am right about now.
Hey, so ToJo, this is just for you. Who finished ahead of who in the points, Ronnie or Chad?
Ronnie?
Ronnie done what?
What place?
5th.
Ronnie, what place did you finish in the points?
That's right.
5th.
What place did I finish?
Who knows?
Oh,
far
okay. He's going to be a smart ass.
That's a 2-1. You got to.
Okay.
How many
So-
races did I miss? A bunch.
So, Ronnie,
Wait a minute, I got that one right. Don't Ronnie get shocked.
yes, but I got to see if he gets shocked twice like you did.
Oh,
See if he gets
Twice.
I'm sorry,
because
Ronnie.
when you got it right, he got it wrong. He got shocked twice. So now, this is a good one for you. What number were we running when we won this year?
Two.
Wrong.
One Ronnie.
Hey, this is Michael Brown's fault. For being, I seen a light turn green.
I'm scared to
He
hit the
can
wrong fucking
take it.
button.
He can take
Nah,
it.
I just why I'm making sure I don't shock the wrong one of you.
Both of us probably get ready to fall out.
Yeah.
So that's your first one.
That boy's gonna be
That's
ready.
your second one.
That boy's gonna be ready to drive.
So who is our title sponsor for the show tonight? For the rest of the year.
Mom.
For the rest of the year. The title sponsor.
Oh, motherfucker, you the one that called me out. Get
AJ
something
Bound
right.
to the Motorsports.
Who's the title sponsor?
He didn't call you out, Ronnie. Just to let you know. I wouldn't be so nice if I were you. RB, call in and help
I
your
know that
brother.
1-800 plumbing.
No, so you wrong. Ronnie,
Damn it, I looked at
who's the title sponsor for the show from here on out?
What you looking aggressive for, Chris? Ain't a thing you'll have.
It ain't on the walls in here. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, this is brand new.
they pulling this shit out the ass, Ronnie.
No, we're not.
I hope they Bill Legend.
Who is it?
He's still looking on the wall.
Fuck it.
It's not on the wall.
AJ.
Hit me. Hit
No.
me.
So both of y'all got it wrong. It is Precision Suspension. Look on the screen right over there beside you. Look right over there in the corner right there where it
Man,
says
just go
Precision.
Just hit it.
Just hit the son of a
God.
bitch.
God.
ToJo
Call me
ain't
out
been
again.
hit
I'm
yet.
taking
He's under
your
the
ass
line.
before we get
ToJo line. He got like he been hit. He's got to
No,
hit.
I'm getting prepared for this shit.
What you getting prepared for?
Make
You
sure
get ready
you
to hit
don't
that
hit the
fucking
wrong
button.
button.
Yeah, mother.
Hey. So, what name did Cheryl Sewell have on the 06 on the back spoiler the last time it run at Fayetteville?
ToJo, you should know this.
Cheryl, we're going to see if he's really a 06 fan.
I'm going to say scent.
No. And Cheryl, you can comment on here and let me know if I'm correct in saying this. But go ahead, Ronnie.
He's still my dog.
Say that again.
What name did Cheryl Sewell and Christian have across the spoiler of the 06, the last race at Fayetteville? The only reason I asked that question is because he's a 06 fan.
He should know this.
Well, ask me a damn question I might know.
What does my bumper look
I mean,
like?
y'all giving me
Who? Hey, okay, here. Who is Ryan Shaburn's title sponsor?
Oh,
Ronnie
yeah.
knows this.
AMSOL.
Wrong.
How many damn matches they get?
Yeah, we ain't talking about the person. We're talking about the company. What, Crystal, don't you be over there cheating?
He don't know it. He's done. He should know that.
It's something Legends.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Something Legends.
Yeah, it's
Zap his ass.
it's
He
the
don't
name of a company. Something
He don't know. Zap
something
his ass.
Legends.
Hey, Mr. Fan Favorite, damn 50 points. You should know this shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Hit him.
Fuck it's that.
ToJo's already got one coming, so you might as well get one too. Fuck it. But if you get it right, ToJo gets two.
Ronnie, that's to be good.
You was probably close a while ago with what you said. You just got to figure out the rest of it.
AMSOL Trucking Legends or something like that.
You
So that's
bitch.
correct. That's your first one. What the hell, bro? Relax.
Hey, Ronnie, he talked to big
Relax.
talk. He talked to big talk, Ronnie.
So
I'm taking it.
If you register yourself, it's right there in your registration.
all right. Without turning around,
Oh, hell.
Ronnie Long. If you turn around, I'm gonna shock you.
Can I turn around?
No.
No.
Name 2 sponsors on AJ Ballinger's 24 crate late model.
Besides you. Besides Bill.
See, that's
No,
fucked up.
you didn't say that.
I did, motherfucker. I'm the damn.
Well,
I'm
you
the
ain't asked
co-host.
a question about you is.
Shut up. Zap him, motherfucker.
Bobby Taylor. Oil.
Right.
He just looked back.
No, I knew that one. That's in big
Not
letters.
really. He ain't no more. He's done.
Hey, AJ, come here. Come here, man, Bubba.
Better dig deep, run along.
He's trying
Hey,
to pay the man.
Hey, it ain't face line. It ain't fast line towing. It will be.
Do you know the second one?
Not really.
Not really.
God almighty. Couldn't give me an example.
All right, ToJo.
All right, ToJo. Since you're a big Cheryl Sewell and Christian Thomas fan, you should know the deal with their stuff, with their cars and everything else. We went through this the other day. Who is their engine builder?
AJ about Hey, no. Richard Shook. Zap his ass.
Can't think of him.
What?
Can't think of him.
How the fuck can you pull for somebody and know nothing about them?
I pull for my, with his fucking engines.
AJ, give me a question.
Just to let everybody know.
This question's for both of y'all.
I drink all them.
How many motherfucking more questions we got?
That was 5 right there. So y'all got 5 more.
Don't wuss out, Ronnie.
Oh, look, Ronnie's
I ain't wussing out.
contesting Ronnie. Shit.
Hey, here's an easy one for y'all. While AJ's thinking over there, y'all, this is one at a time now. Ronnie, name the 4 car numbers for Hendricks Motorsports in NASCAR.
You don't
I
watch
don't
NASCAR
even
no more?
watch NASCAR.
That's your own boy. Now you gonna get fucking zapped.
2 times, I'm going to get it right.
I'm listening.
What number is Kyle Larson?
I know 48.
Right?
1. What number is Jeff Gordon?
Shut up, Chad.
24.
That's
2.
He said 44.
What number was
24,
Bill
he
Elliott?
said.
Huh?
What number is Bill Elliott?
Motherfuck you, Chad.
Bill Elliott was.
So
what
you
number?
got 24 and 48. You got 2 more numbers.
18.
Zap his ass.
Oh, that's on ToJo. I was getting ready to hit you for Ronnie getting it wrong. I was getting ready to hit you
Hey.
for Ronnie getting it
All
wrong.
right. I got a question.
He's holding that motherfucker.
And no, you can't hold it. Even if I hold it, it won't keep
Hey.
continue to shock you. ToJo,
At least he's being very cautious on what
What?
button fucking hit.
what? Okay, you got a nephew named after a racer, right? What car number did that racer drive?
88,
What car number did Davey Allison drive?
28,
Right? What number is Front Row Motorsports car?
78.
Nice.
Damn. Okay, ToJo.
What?
Zap Ronnie's ass, I got it right.
All right, we got one more. He had to name 4. That's 3 there, buddy.
Okay.
Make it motherfucking hard, bro. God.
I'm trying to get that bitch.
Kip send one in.
What is the name of Victory Lane at Fayetteville Motor Speedway?
Oh, there you go. There's your fourth question.
Somewhere
right
you ain't never
ToJo.
been on Jerry.
That's what he said.
I know you just
Well,
you just
Jerry
went
was
to
there.
get
I'm
that fourth
sorry.
question in
I'm
my
sorry.
ass, didn't you?
Well, no, he said it before you started answering.
I'm just glad you're gonna miss it, motherfucker. That shit's starting to hurt.
Count it down, AJ.
If I get it right, if I get it wrong, you could take two. If I get it right, you could take two zaps.
He's got to
no,
take
I've
a
already
zap
took
if you
one.
get a zap. He's got to take another
I
zap
gotta
if you
take
get it
one
right.
more. I ain't taking that.
But you going to get it wrong.
I'm-
You don't even know fucking nothing about the car that you pull for at the racetrack. The only reason you know the fucking numbers because you got it on your hat.
Oh, I got
He's going to outrun your man.
I got
We're going to see.
I
We got
easy-
$20 every time
I
they
got an
race.
easy question. Easy question.
Hold on. He's got to answer that one first.
Zap me.
So, what?
Who did, why he's asked me one, you asked one.
I
can't
want
ask
to ask
mine
you one
tomorrow?
since you know 06.
You see,
You
No,
know
no, you
06.
can't do that. I asked him that last week.
Okay.
I know you're going to ask him what chassis they run.
Well,
That motherfucker's in Walter Newman. Have y'all figured out what the name was on the back of that car yet?
dude, don't do that.
I'm going to say Showtime then.
Well, that ain't been on there since fucking Sean drove it. So I'm definitely going to zap you for that.
Don't spoil my beer.
Don't what?
Spill my fucking beer.
If you never answered the goddamn question, I wouldn't have to answer it.
What kind of business is Cheryl in?
Who?
Cheryl.
Logging.
Okay, so what was on the back of his car? Am I going to have to take this question all the way out, would you? And just keep zapping your ass?
I reckon Logger then.
Huh?
Logger?
You got that one wrong, too. I'm going to let Ronnie get one right so you get two. Ronnie.
If he gets wrong, he'll get three.
Ronnie.
No.
Long time ago at Felton, there was a series there that was sponsored by a cigar company. They sponsored the late models.
Oh,
What was
hell.
the name of that series? This is for ToJo to get two or both of y'all to get one.
Show me 100.
Hey, ToJo, you already getting shocked, so why would you want to help him, you fool?
I get the 100.
The name of a cigar was the name of that series that sponsored late model dirt racing years ago in this area.
I never seen that on the back of the car.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zap.
Go ahead.
It was the Have a Tampa series.
Okay. Hey, how about this? I ain't gonna ask ToJo this. ToJo would know this. All right, let me think for a minute. Let me think.
Watch what the fuck you text next time, huh?
Oh. So who's winning? Who took what?
Fuck, we're
Both.
both losing.
Actually,
How do y'all feel?
I don't know, man.
Ronnie, you gonna be good. That's gonna get on that jerk out of that steering wheel for you.
so here we're gonna do two more questions, man. We're gonna let everybody get out of here. How about that? So AJ's got some people over there chiming in, I'm sure. AJ, give us a good question for ToJo to start out this time.
Well, I don't know any on here, but I was thinking of one a while ago.
All right. It ain't got nothing to do with waffle kanafa, does it?
No, it has nothing to do with waffle, kanafa, blue waffle. But, well, I'm going to have to tell it to you because I think they said they couldn't hear it when I said it a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the race, the Winston Select,
In the Winston Select,
they called it One Hot Night.
one hot night,
One driver wrecked and won the race.
one driver wrecked and won the race,
Passing coming to the flag. Who was it?
passing coming to the flag.
It was the first time under the lights
At Charlotte.
At Charlotte.
ToJo, you are no.
Come on, NASCAR man.
Fuck it, I'm going to say Dale Earnhardt.
That's right in your wheelhouse. All right, Ronnie.
What's the answer, AJ?
Davey Alice.
Okay. So, AJ, since you gave ToJo that question, you got to give Ronnie his question. Yeah.
That's it. Motherfucker, watch out.
Hey, I got a good one for you. What does that 316 represent right there?
John 3:16.
Okay. So, on the 01. Or no, it's on the 27 car. Yeah.
370.
No, 217. Right. What does that represent? It's wrote right on the bottom of the car. You know the 217 car that Daniel Adams drives sometimes.
The 217.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy from the beach or something.
What does that represent? Willie built that car, I think.
Right. I mean, what do you mean? What does it represent? It's a Bible verse.
Yes, it's a Bible verse, but which one is it? Don't look at her. What the hell are you looking at her for?
For help?
Okay, this ain't phone a friend.
She ain't telling.
Ask him, can you go 50-50, Ronnie?
Picture it in your head. All of them have one. Joshua, the 19 car, every one of them has a different Bible saying.
All right, Chris, I'm getting ready to put this damn collar on you.
Christmas time you get shot.
You don't know? Psalms 2:17. Right? Okay, so we're going to start with Ronnie this time.
Last one.
Last one. Last one. What plumbing company was a sponsor of this show?
1-800-Plumbing.
Wrong. Look on that screen over there.
My new sponsor.
What does it say?
Woods
Plumbing.
Kind of messed my vision up a little
Woods
bit.
Plumbing.
Okay. ToJo. On the show, we go to several different streams. Name 3 of those streams. You understand what I'm saying when I ask you that?
No.
Like, what Facebook page, what this, what that. Where can you watch Fouled Out at?
AJ Ball the Motorsports.
Ronnie Long Motorsports. Fuck Motorsports. There's a time limit.
Just let you know that the time's running out.
Fuck it, zap me. Ah, mother. Bitch got me twice, Ronnie.
That's why I took the bitch off.
All right, guys, we're going to end this session with this here, man. Thank you guys for standing up and doing this for the show, man. I know I'm not going to do that shit, so y'all got big balls to do that. Again, hey, send a happy birthday shout out to Willie Reinhard.
Happy birthday, Willie.
Ronnie's stepson, Ruffy.
Man, you better watch your
Yeah. I think Rooster and Nikki had an anniversary. I don't want to leave nobody out. So Dennis Brewer, happy birthday. J.D. Grunther, happy birthday. Jerry Johnson, happy birthday. Andy Floyd.
You didn't say nobody. Jerry Johnson, you sorry.
Patrick Edwards, Matt Bissett, Alan Core, again, Ruffy Parker Long, Gary Jacobson, Brandy Holcomb. Like I said, I don't want to miss nobody. And again, we appreciate all of our sponsors, man. Precision Suspensions, Woods Plumbing, Ballinger Motorsports, Belgroves Enterprise, the North Carolina Nightmare, White Kitchen and Rooster, Shine Runners Racing Radio.
Watch them next week. Shine Runners Racing Radio, they're going to have on the Punisher Super Street Series. I think Kip Thompson's going to be here with them.
And we got to bring Kip in one night too, just to raise some hell and talk shit with our buddy.
And speaking of Brandy Holcomb, had a birthday. Austin Holcomb, I think they're out there in Las Vegas racing this week. So we need to get him on the show. That's another UMP driver.
Yeah,
we'll get him on the show.
And like I said, we need to get David on the show because David does a lot of things for the racetrack, has for years, and of course see his feelings about the crates versus the open cars and everything else. But again, man, we appreciate y'all for being on the show.
Yeah.
Everybody tuning in. Without y'all, it ain't possible. Go ahead, AJ. Take us away.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, guys. Make sure if you like what you're seeing, subscribe, follow us. Make sure you go and give Dustin Mitchell and CNR Motorsports a like on their Facebook page. Make sure you like Woods Plumbing, and definitely give a like to Precision Suspension Sammy Speaks at Precision Suspension on Facebook, man. We'll see y'all next week. We got another show. Well, not next week, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And we'll announce the guest on that. So.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Thank y'all.
Bill and Chad with the damn thing on your neck.
Yeah, you and me. Mono and mono. Motherfucker.
Watch what you say next time, ToJo. Goddamn.
ToJo trying to help you, Ronnie.
Hey,
No, ToJo knew I wasn't going to.
did it hurt longer? Did it hurt worse on the arm or the neck?
ToJo took you a little bitch.
Yeah, but now ToJo didn't